All peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You already know that Kessler's is the world's largest employee-owned group of jewelry stores.
We were recently told that Kessler's is the fastest growing group of jewelry stores in America.
Well, it just goes to show you.
Show you what?
That people like to feel good.
What do you mean?
Rick, you know how many people will drop by and look in the showcases and have some coffee and chat with their sales associates?
Yes.
That doesn't happen at other stores.
Really?
People come to Kessler's because it brightens their day.
It makes them feel good.
It certainly makes me feel good.
Tell me why.
Well, everyone's always in a good mood. And everything is clean and sparkling and romantic and happy.
It feels like sunshine and rainbows, doesn't it?
Sarah, that's exactly what it feels like.
When you're having a gray day, come to Kessler's.
Have some coffee and let us clean your jewelry.
Our jewelry cleaning equipment is completely different than what you have at home.
And we're delighted to do it for free, of course.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Get your green and gold off-season fix right here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Frozen sings. All three of us on the show simultaneously. Edition. The Tausch with the Badgers, me with the Packers, and Jesse with the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios edition. Oh my God. You're like Oscar the Grouch popping out of the trash can.
Yeah, that's what you should have done with Jordan a couple years ago.
What is this revolving door you have?
Nah, it's a complicated as things. Go ahead, finish up, Jason.
He's a complicated camera angle. Of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which is free, fully customizable, and can be found both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson back in his producer seats with all three of us here in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Jesse, did you get enough dry runs without Tausch that you'll be on top of your producing game now with him back?
I think I'll be back to normal, although I'm not sure if I'm actually producing tomorrow's show, so we might not still be in a rhythm yet. So it could be a little bit yet. Yeah,
we're like the Packers offensive line.
But it's good to see you guys. This is nice. I'm glad we're all back together. How fun.
And the tiny head on your screen, like Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice, is the Packers Hall of Famer and the color analyst on the Badgers radio network. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, what are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm here. We got practice just getting started here at 9 o'clock. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to catch up here. I missed a couple of days. I was able to get over here yesterday. And now, as is always the case, we were supposed to be practicing outside. So I had everything kind of set up on my perch. But I made a decision because it looks dicey. And I figured they're going to go inside. So after I talked to a couple folks at the practice who kind of run some stuff with practice, this was the move. So I'm in the indoor facility waiting for the team to get back in here. That's what I'm doing.
So this is the new Kellner football. What's the, I'm not sure what the exact title is.
Yeah.
It's what replaced the shell.
It is. The shell is gone, and it's so weird because for a lot of us, I mean, obviously I spent a lot of time in the McLean Center. It was there forever.
Mm-hmm.
The shell was connected to it, and this new footprint takes over the shell, which, Jason, I know you played some hoops there with Michael Finley. I used to post up. Me and Coach Ack, and we would go down and dominate. That's where you'd go to the surf if you were a perimeter guy, and you'd go to the shell if you were a post guy. So I played most of my ball in the shell, and it's gone. And then all of a sudden you look out of some of the offices, everything's gone. Now this phase is done. The next phase is getting started, but everything is just gone. It's weird. It's kind of eerie. But the facility is top-notch, beautiful. And hopefully looks like, hey, the boys are in here. So I made the right call coming in here rather than sitting out in the rain.
Okay, so
here we go.
There appears to be some sort of television with still the wrapping on it behind you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, I have not put together my office, so it still feels very much like a dentist's office. I feel like I should get a root canal in here, and it's a little echoey. Where are you high above the practice field? Can you watch from there?
So I thought about going up to the track and doing a walking show because I wanted to walk.
Yeah, get your walk in.
I could get my steps in, but I don't think that's good for the show. If it was like a 10-minute hit, I could probably do it. But as far as doing 3 hours, no. So I'm in what will be the new coaches' offices that overlook the practice field, so I can watch practice. I'm not bothering other people, and other people aren't bothering me. So I was going to do it like in Platteville when we were practice there. I'd be right down on the field. A lot of speakers here. I'm in the office, so hopefully I couldn't get, because this is new. There's nobody in any of these offices yet. So I was either going to go super low and you'd see my legs, or I'd have to hold the camera like this. So I thought this. So I'm actually in a little cubby. The camera's in a cubby and it's getting my face. Jesse can control how the camera.
Except for when you lean forward. Well, you do have great calves. All right. So I run into this challenge too, obviously at practice, trying to not bother other people, but do a good job with the show. And there's all those types of challenges. You mentioned Platteville. Done so, right? We're not going to Platteville anymore. We won't do that. That's
not this year.
Past.
Yeah, I think that's probably, at least I can't speak. Obviously, there's a new administration, there's new stuff, but I can assure you for this year, they're not going to Platteville.
Which is interesting because I was talking to Jordan Love about this the other day, because obviously he's a new dad and he's at home.
Yeah.
In fact, if you have a home in Green Bay, you don't stay anywhere else. Like you played, it was always at St. Norbert College. Then COVID hit, and then they went to a thing where they were like at a local hotel.
Everybody
for
was.
A couple of years. Yes, the whole team was, and as Jordan said, guys just went to their own rooms. And I heard you and all these former players, Rodgers, Cliffy, all the guys. You know, the stories of being in the dorms together were awesome, right? There was the beds might not have been long enough. The air conditioning may have been spotty, not as spotty as it is in Croatia, but there was a value in it. And Jordan's point was when they stayed in the hotel, guys just went in their rooms. It's kind of like guys being on their phones in the locker room, right? And now, if you have a place that you live, you get to go there. You stay there at night. And the only people that are in a hotel are the guys that don't have a place yet because they don't know if they're making the team or not. Right. So I'm just curious from your perspective. All right, these guys aren't at Platteville. Great. They've got a sparkling new facility. It makes sense. When you do away with that, is that a good thing, a bad thing, or no thing at all? It's just what it is.
It's a sign of the times. I think it's a bad thing, but it's, I'm an old school nostalgic dude. Like I like all that stuff. And some of my favorite times, were Corey Hall, or I think Johnny Kuhn and I would take Corey Hall and Aaron Rodgers on in cribbage. We'd get 150 games in during camp. We'd play and then we'd get back to St. Norbert's. We'd play again. And then we'd play some more the next day. And I mean, it's some of the most fun things you could do. And you play some sheepshead, and you get euchre, you throw spades, you do. It's just, and I don't know if those guys are doing that anymore. But I just talking to some of the guys here yesterday, asking if, they missed the going down to Platteville. And I thought, coaches and players would uniformly say, no, I love it here. It's this. And I think almost all of them have some, I liked it because it's all about ball and it's about bringing your team together.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously there's a lot of cost with that. There's a lot of, time and energy moving stuff and everything else. But from a team standpoint, I think that there's, especially now that you don't have the 5 and 6 year relationships that you've had, there's definitely a value to it, but I don't think it's changing anytime soon because there's a value for a while. And then guys are still trying, for as much as I love St. Norbert's and everything we did, after about a couple of weeks, we were ready to get the hell out of there. So,
right. And you did.
I think
you did get the hell out of there, though.
There's a value in it from a team building and a camaraderie. There is no doubt, but it's an era that's bygone. Like those days are over, and you can sit there and cry about it, or you can say, all right, how do we try to replicate that as much as we can in a different environment that these guys are all dealing with?
Matt LaFleur has moved up his pre-practice press conference. He will speak at 9:35, so I will depart, and you and Evan Cohen and Jesse can have some fun, and then I should be back before you're done talking with Evan, so I look forward to that. There were a few developments yesterday, one of them continuing on the offensive line and one happening at corner, which could be a big deal, could be a little deal, could be no deal at all. And I fear that when things get aggregated, they don't get accurately represented. So I want to be clear on this. And look, if I know I have a reputation for being a Keyshawn Nixon defender, for those of you who don't think he should be the number one corner, this should be music to your ears. For the second consecutive day yesterday, on the second series of team 11 on 11, he was replaced by Benjamin St. Juste. So first set of team snaps with the number ones, Keyshawn Nixon. Second one, Benjamin St. Juste. All the others with the ones, still Keyshawn Nixon. So that's 2 days in a row that has been, one rotation in of Benjamin St. Juste. Tausch, you're the one who knew better than to count the reps. You made the reps count. But having been on the field with guys that are switching up places, this is not Anthony Belton being demoted. What do you make of something like this? Is this just something to monitor, or do you think there might be changes afoot?
It seems as if there might be changes afoot. I guess the question I have is, how much of this is going to be a competition with Keyshawn having to go out and earn more reps during preseason football games? I think Thursday night will tell you a lot. If Keyshawn's not playing, but St. Juste is, then you're like, I want to see more. But obviously, you're not. If you have a bona fide number one that is the guy, you're not rotating them out. You're not. There is some there. There's some there, or you don't do this, because for as protective of, and I want to at some point in the show today, I've been harping on why practices aren't open and all of the stuff from the Packers standpoint. I saw, I think Dallas's defensive coordinator gave, and I just kept asking, give me an explanation. He gave a good explanation. Jesse will have to pull that up, even though I didn't tell him anything about it prior to the show. So 11 o'clock.
We're back, baby. We are back.
His reply to that was interesting, and I learned something. So I want to kind of get that and flush it out with you guys. But this brings up a whole can of worms. If Keyshawn Nixon isn't starting, so he's already unhappy about how much he's getting paid, regardless if he says it or he's not, he is.
Right.
How much is he going to be happy about being the number two? Not even with the starters. Now, is he going to be the nickel slot? Is he going to get out on? He's still going to play, but that also is a part of it. When you're in a contract year, you're not interested in taking less reps and not getting a chance to showcase yourself. So I thought all offseason this was going to be a story. To Keyshawn's credit, he is, for the most part, not made it a story. I think there's been a lot of hemming and hawing about what it's going to look like. But I can assure you, if he is not playing and he is going to be a rotational corner, which is what this is right now, I don't think there's going to be a lot of happiness. And you want to talk about disgruntlement? Who knows? Like, I'm not going to say what Keyshawn's going to do, what he won't. But there is, I would say, the Trey Smack, and I asked Jason yesterday, his big storyline from the last 2 weeks. Trey Smack was at the top. Mine is the O-line, the shuffling. This will leapfrog to the top. If Keyshawn Nixon isn't in one of the starting two corners, I do believe that will leapfrog everything else until that scenario gets resolved.
Yeah, and he did not have a great family night. That there's no other way to slice it. So maybe it's just to light a little bit of a fire.
Do you think right now, if they're going up, who's covering Jay Jettis if they're going to do, if Jonathan Gannon's doing man-to-man, who are they saying, all right, here, go ahead. They putting Cisse out there?
Yeah, I mean, look, Brandon Cisse has had a strong camp. There's no two ways about it. He had a nice pass breakup yesterday on a ball to Christian Watson. There is a lot to like about him. But in the words of Allen Iverson, we talk about practice, and maybe he rises to the occasion. But Justin Jefferson has made some great corners look bad. Wow. And an inexperienced corner making his first NFL start, I'm not sure where my confidence level would be on that. I would argue Keyshawn Nixon, out of a group of guys that may not be all great options, is still your best option.
So, Jason, you asked me that question. How's this going to shake out? What did yesterday's rep count? What did this tell you as a 30-year seasoned veteran reporter? You know that these reps and what they do, especially when media is there, you know that they understand all of that. What does it tell you?
Like, if it was to a greater degree of a rotation, I would think more of it. I still agree with you. There's some there. This is not nothing. And that was what I was telling Kyle and Brust yesterday when I was on shortly after practice had ended. There is something here, but I think we need to be careful not to make it more than it is now. But look, Benjamin St. Juste has some appealing qualities. I mean, the dude's 6'3", as LaFleur said, like, most guys don't look like that play corner. Like, he's long. He also, as Matt pointed out, when guys look like that at corner, usually they're man-to-man guys, right? Like Al Harris would get his hands on you and it was largely over, right? He was long, he was athletic, wiry, some might say. St. Juste he had a nice pick a couple of days ago. Like, I don't know how good he's going to be, but he can also play zone. He was apparently the best in the league at zone based on Pro Football Focus's grades of his 35% of the snaps he played for the Chargers last year. So I feel like this is what happens. It's not to the degree of when a coach says we've got two starting quarterbacks, which means he's got none. But I feel like there's a group of corners, and none of them are clear-cut better than the others. So could I see Carrington Valentine coming back to practice next week and still earning a spot in the starting lineup? I could. He had 3 pretty damn good days before he hurt his hamstring. Cisse's had a good camp. I like what I see from Juice, as they call him. And I still think Keyshawn Nixon, while he did not have a good family night and Matthew Golden got the better of him multiple times, I still think that he is, among the group they have, their best option. Not by a lot, but by a little. And I want to see how Cisse plays on Thursday. Like, because that's the next, as you well know from your journey as a young player, that's the next milepost. How do you play in an actual game against another team where you're actually attacking, you're not thudding? Like, these are all steps toward, does he continue his ascent? Because if so, yeah, I can see him starting week 1. I asked Matt LaFleur that exact question yesterday, and he said yes, he could be a starter in the opener. So, again, I would argue that I am more worried if I'm a Packers fan about what the hell's going on in the offensive line than I am about who ends up at corner, because they're all kind of the same, more or less. Whereas, I mean, I really like Jacob Monk. He's tough, he's strong, he's conscientious, but the guy's played 57 career snaps in 2 years. So when he's having to figure things out against the Brian Flores defense, is he going to be effective or not? I don't know. Is Jagger Burton going to have to start at left guard? Because when Aaron Banks was asked if Thursday's game was a regular season game, if he would play, he didn't say yes. He said, I don't know. So to me, that's where the greatest level of concern should lie. And then beyond that, there's obviously other concerns that I don't think are nothing, but they're not nearly as significant. All right, we want to get ready to talk to Evan. Matt LaFleur said something yesterday on the NFL Network that has some people excited and some people confused. We'll get to that after Tausch tells you should never be confused about your windows. You should go to Pella Windows and Doors.
You should indeed. And you know what? Shopping for new windows and doors should not include haggling. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, not using high-pressure sales tactics when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Same team manufactures your windows and doors. They also sell them, install them, and they will service them. Real pricing with premium quality without the game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More with Tausch in a tiny box. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirits deals in town. Located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
Down on the Brewers farm, there's a big bat to keep an eye on. First base prospect Blake Burke has been promoted from AA Biloxi to AAA Nashville after crushing 30 home runs at the AA level. Burke was a 2024 first-round draft pick to Milwaukee after starring at the University of Tennessee. Despite having the MLB's best record, the Milwaukee Brewers ranked 30th, dead last in home runs hit this season. So Burke's promotion to AAA certainly something to keep an eye on as the postseason quickly approaches.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life's better under a roof. At Grimal & Associates with American Family Insurance, we know home is where your life happens. Whether you're settling in, renovating, or simply enjoying the space you've built, your home deserves coverage that is tailored to you for what life brings next. Contact Grimal & Associates Insurance at 414-332-0838.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I've spent a lifetime putting in the work. Right now, score one of the best deals of summer with the Iron Jock Basics Bundle. Get a premium t-shirt, a pair of performance boxers, and crew socks, all for just $57.50. Iron Jock gear is built for comfort with moisture-wicking fabric, 4-way stretch, and silver ion technology that helps you fight odor-causing bacteria. It's everyday performance at an unbeatable price. Don't wait. Head to ironjock.com and grab your basic bundle today.
The wait is over. Women's college volleyball is back, and it all begins at Fiserv Forum this year with the AVCA First Serve event. Be there August 21st through the 24th for 4 days of can't-miss doubleheaders, featuring Wisconsin and Marquette, plus defending national champion Texas A&M, Kentucky, Pittsburgh, Texas, and more powerhouse programs. Dig into 4 days of elite matchups and get your tickets before it's too late at FiservForum.com. Watch the nation's best teams serve up the start of a new season. Grab your seats today at FiservForum.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
All right, we'll get to what Matt LaFleur said about Jordan Love at the line of scrimmage a little bit later, because I want to get to Matt LaFleur. We also want to get to Evan Cohen, quasi on time. I keep hearing, I know we don't play music that is popular because of our challenges with YouTube, but I keep thinking of the Alice in Chains song, Man in the Box. So I watched that on the video stream. He's the man in the box. Tausch, you've been on the offensive line. You've been through camps where the offensive line was clear-cut. The starting five were set. You've had years where you didn't have that. Matt LaFleur talked a lot about the offensive line yesterday. I'm finishing up my story about that for Channel 3000. And, I mean, they could, if Thursday night was the opener, I don't think Zach Bacco-Buele, with 2 days of limited team reps, would be ready to go. Clearly, Aaron Banks would be. Their left to right would be Jordan Moore tackle, Jagger Burton at left guard, Sean Ryan at center, Jacob Monk at right guard, and probably Anthony Belton or Darian Kennard at right tackle against a defense that would be coming after them, I would think, if I'm a defensive coordinator. This is why it is your biggest concern at this point in camp. No?
Yeah, that makes it really important that what Matt LaFleur had to say about Jordan Love is accurate, that he is the best blitz picker upper and reader at the line of scrimmage and all that. The O-line, you mentioned it earlier about my career having, a bunch of times it was we had our five guys, we knew what we were doing, and we went about our business. And it's not a coincidence those were some of our most productive years. There's always going to be some turnover. There's going to be some scenarios that come up that you'd have to bring in young players, or you have to, replace a guy, or there's an injury. But there's just so much to play an offensive line in the NFL. It's a hard job. And you want to have guys that you are in sync with, that that you can communicate with without having to communicate, because you're going to be in places that you're not going to be able to communicate. And all of those things, you can have a ton of really talented first-round pick athletes and be a real crappy offensive line. Or you can have a bunch of guys that work together, that the offensive coordinator understands and the play caller understands what you are best at, and you function that way. And when you don't have any right now, I don't know if they have a concept. If they had to go up to Minnesota, you just mentioned what you thought that starting lineup would look like. What are you going to lean? Even if this group is 100% healthy, there's question marks.
Right.
So,
right.
I joined, I always got to make sure I get this right. It was Strofe and Molly yesterday. And they asked I thought an interesting question Strofe asked was, isn't this a good sign that they're not just going to settle for Belton playing right guard? I'm like, no. He just took 600 reps last year. And now you're saying not good enough. We need something better. So, yes, I'm all for competition, but you want guys to make – what was that list that Belton was on? Going to make the biggest jump or whatever it was, one of the shows we did this offseason? Well, you want to see that jump. And I think Belton's going to be better suited playing tackle in the long run. But just from a perspective of, well, is this good or is this bad? Well, you never want to see guys that get a ton of work and then they're not part of your starting five, especially when you're early in their career.
And to the point that Goody had made about, not being fair to Jordan Morgan his first 2 years, Anthony Belton spent all of last year's camp at tackle, and then they made him a guard at midseason. And now he's back to being a tackle where he hasn't taken reps in a long time. Like, that's not exactly putting him in position to succeed either. All right, I need to get to LaFleur. We need to get to Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. But before that, I need to tell you about Walney Legal Group, which it's great. I've had now multiple stories of folks that listened to our show that were in the same position I was, where they hadn't taken care of their estate planning. They heard me talking about it. They reached out to Walney, and now they're getting their act together just like I am. Walney Legal Group specializes in estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, elder care, and special needs planning. And if you haven't done that stuff, you're not alone. I've been in the same boat. I'm working through the process with them now. They've been great because they offer a custom, personalized experience that includes clear communication, niche expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. Only 16% of people have appropriate current planning documents. You can change that. You can be in that 16% instead of being in the 84% who don't. So go to walneylegal.com. That's WALNY legal.com to start the conversation today, no matter what phase you're in. Evan Cohen joins Tausch and Jesse. I go talk to Matt LaFleur. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And while buying a home is a big deal, it certainly doesn't have to be and shouldn't be a stressful experience. At Great Midwest Bank, we combine competitive rates, fast pre-approvals, and honest advice from knowledgeable loan officers to help you every step of the way through your home buying or building journey. For 90 years, our customers have been part of the GMB family. Experience a state of tranquility at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Selling your home is more than putting a sign in the yard. It's about having the right team beside you. I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams. We help relieve unnecessary stress with our team's expert listing process, strong negotiation skills, and fast, clear communication. Our white glove service experience is provided at every price point at every step of the way. Start your home journey today by searching online, Tony Wendorf. Tony Wendorf & Associates, a real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
Pickleball is America's fastest growing sport, and those courts aren't going to build themselves. Good thing PLM Paving and Concrete has been building courts long before pickleball was cool. For 60 years, PLM has been Wisconsin's trusted paving partner. Did you know for the last 15 years they've been building tennis, basketball, and pickleball courts too? Now that expertise has an official name, America Sports Construction. Thinking about adding or resurfacing a court or have any pavement maintenance needs? Don't wait. Wisconsin's construction season is running out. Visit plmpaving.com/sports.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
You never know when someone you care about might need a place like Curative Care. For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. They help families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood. They connect parents with resources, provide guidance through challenging times, and create a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org. That's curative.org. Do it today.
When your team needs custom gear, don't wing it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is your local partner for high-quality apparel with hands-on design help and services that actually feel, well, helpful. For your business, teams, or events, Big Frog makes it easy. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon today.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde and Tausch on a two-camp Tuesday. Tausch in Madison. Oh, nice new camera angle, old T. That's a little nicer for us. Appreciate you moving.
Yeah.
Not in a closet anymore. Mark Tauscher's in Madison, where the Badgers are getting ready for their fall camp practice today. Jason Wilde's at Matt LaFleur's press conference right now before the Packers get back out on the practice field in a little less than an hour as they get set for the preseason opener Thursday night against Mike McCarthy's Pittsburgh Steelers. Jesse and Tausch for the time being, and here's a guy that I know Tausch missed while he was gone the last couple of weeks. Evan Cohen, host of Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings starting at 5 a.m. on ESPN Wisconsin, and he was on First Take like 20 minutes ago. Good morning, Evan. How are you?
Jesse, Tausch, welcome back. How are you guys?
Tausch,
wait, Evan was on First Take as like so he wasn't hosting, he was on as like just a
you've
an
been
expert?
gone. Tausch, you've been gone for a while. The last
Yeah.
2 weeks I've been on a ton. I've been on a ton as the panelist, not the host. Now Thursday and Friday of this week I'm hosting. No big deal. But I've been in the non-hosting role over the last few weeks.
So are you kind of like a expert can you fill me in on how that is shaken out?
I wouldn't use the word expert with me on anything, actually. I would just say I'm willing to offer opinions even if they're not agreed with, is maybe the thing that I am brought on there for.
He's a compelling personality, Tausch.
Evco, what has been in your 2-week run here, whatever it's been, what has been the one that's caused the most consternation with Stephen A. or with someone else on that show?
I've never actually worked with Stephen A., so I'm only in, obviously, when he's not.
Are you the Stephen A. When Stephen, are you filling in for
Stephen A. understudy? Yeah.
Oh my!
That's not what I said. That's not what I
you
said.
kind of implied.
I did not imply that at all in any way.
What did you imply?
But I implied that I have not been fortunate enough yet to work with Stephen. I am very excited one day if I am fortunate enough to get that opportunity. I've talked to him many times on the radio, and he's been amazing to me as a supporter. He's awesome. It's his show and Shay's show, so if they don't think that I can bring something, I'm not going to be on the show, obviously. Now,
when the lead Stephen A. cannot fulfill his duties, the backup Stephen A. comes in to
help out.
Backup
Stephen A., what has been your biggest hot take that has caused the most juice on First Take?
I think based on numbers, I think one thing I did that got huge numbers was when there was a Cowboys Super Bowl contender conversation last week or the week before, and I went on this whole thing and I asked the question, if they were wearing a Titans uniform with the same roster based in Tennessee, would we be having this conversation?
The answer is no.
Destroyed the concept. Of course not. And I destroyed the concept of Cowboys as Super Bowl contenders. Now, I have a feeling something I just did moments ago may pick up some steam, because I think it's pretty clear based on actions that the Dallas Cowboys did not want Micah Parsons. It wasn't about price or productivity. It was about personality. I think it's pretty clear they didn't want him on the team. Because
Whoa. Hey, Stephen A. or Evco, hold up a second.
Stephen A. too.
How on earth could you make that statement when you know Jerry thought he had a deal in place with Micah for $40 million? They wanted him at their price, and when Micah didn't do that, Jerry felt spurned, and that's why he's not there. Not because they didn't want him, because I heard you on Unsportsmanlike this morning doing a precursor and a warm-up for your First Take.
I didn't know I was going to be on First Take today, so you can't say that.
Well, I can say it. It doesn't have to be true, but it can be my take.
Okay.
Understudies always have to be ready. They have to know the lines. Got to be ready.
Understudies. Yeah. What was the
That's why I keep a suit at the office that, if you notice, was enormous on me, because it's one of those suits. I feel like this is relatable, hopefully, to people. That's like a no matter what you eat the day before clothes, it'll fit the next day. Yeah. So that's like it's going to fit no matter what. So I keep one of those at the office. But anyway, you may continue.
Okay, so your point on Micah, and I heard your commentary this morning along with Canty about the fact that the Cowboys made some comments that I totally understand why you went down that road in saying they didn't want him. They did want him. They want him at his price, and then as things unfolded, they didn't think it was going to be a tenable situation. They traded, and I think every Packer fan, while some have said, and I don't know if you were in this camp, because the Quinnen Williams contract got extended, that the Cowboys won that trade. The Green Bay Packers will make that trade tomorrow. They make it yesterday. They'll make it in a year from now. And the Dallas Cowboys, we shall see. But to make it as if the Cowboys didn't want Micah, he wasn't a leader, he wasn't any of this, I don't find that credible, because they wanted him. They thought they had him. That's what pissed him off, and that's why they moved along.
I think this is not going to be some combative statement I'm going to make. I think this is one of these deals that everyone's going to look back upon and say, you know what, I kind of get it from all parties involved, and it was kind of the right move for all parties involved at the time. In other words, I think the Dallas Cowboys right now would rather have Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, and if you think Rashawn Gary could be part of that, then sure. I know it wasn't direct like that. But indirectly, those are the three replacements for Micah. And I think the Packers would rather have Micah. Leave the draft picks to the side, right? Because then I have to factor in the first-round pick, obviously, Malachi Lawrence, the defensive end out of UCF for the Cowboys. But because I don't know that the Packers would have definitely taken him, et cetera. But the point is, I think everyone involved in that trade probably thinks about it and says, I don't regret any part of it, and I like what we have now. The only thing that I really find interesting as it relates to the Packers, I thought Stephen Jones, the executive vice president and owner of the Cowboys, had interesting statements when he said, that they feel like they have good leadership now, and the leadership are two former Packers, Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary. Conversely, I think we all questioned why didn't the Packers fight back against Ben Johnson last year? Who's leading the brigade against them? Who's the face of the franchise relative to leadership? Because one of the things we also discussed this morning on Unsportsmanlike is best player and best leader don't have to be the same, right? Tausch, I would guess in your 5th year at UW-Madison, you were one of the better players on the team, but may not have been the best player on the team, but also probably were a leader of that team, right? So I don't know that it is even fair to say, well, Micah has to lead. No, he doesn't. He just has to be the best player. Someone has to lead, and it may not be Micah, and it may not be Love. It may be someone else, right? But someone has to lead against the Bears.
I don't disagree that you don't have to be the best player, but I'm going to say this. The best player better set a good example, and they are going to be thrust into leadership positions whether they want to or not. Quarterback.
Well, now that's interesting. That's interesting, Tausch. Example setter and leader can be deemed the same thing, aren't necessarily deemed the same. Like let's take a team. Let's do this exercise. Let's take a team that everyone.
Do you have to be vocal? Do you have to be vocal, calling stuff up and having it to be considered?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Let's use a team. It's not football, but I think everyone knows this team. Who's the leader over the last 15 years of the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah.
So what's Draymond's role?
Draymond's the enforcer.
What's Draymond's role?
He's the enforcer.
He's the enforcer? Okay.
Yep.
Because I think some could say Draymond's the leader because he's the loudest, but Steph is the example setter.
I can't
I'm
ever
not
get
saying
on
you're
board
wrong.
with
I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, I'm right. Draymond is not
All
the
right.
leader of that team. No, the leader of the team doesn't punch a guy in the face and break his face. Like, that doesn't happen.
Okay, based on that, who is the leader of the Bulls?
Michael Jordan.
He punched Steve Kerr in the face and, broke his face.
Good comeback. That's why you're Stephen A, baby. Good stuff. I can't fight you on that, boy. I can't.
Tausch.
No, I'm not looking to debate with you. I'm actually defending
No, you're
Micah.
done debating. You just finished your embrace debate, so I get that.
Right, but what I'm saying is I'm going to defend Micah. I don't know, the Cowboys are taking shots at Micah. I don't think Micah is a leader of the team. I think he may be the most vocal on a team, and I think he's clearly the best player on a team. But I think someone else has to be the leader of a team.
I think Micah Parsons is the leader of that defense when he's out there. I think he maybe wasn't in Dallas. I don't know. But I would be shocked if you when he's healthy and he's playing, he's going to be the leader of that group.
Tausch, when you guys won the Super Bowl, who was the leader of your team?
Say it again, Tausch. I think we lost you for a second.
I said Aaron Rodgers was the leader of that team.
Okay. And so your leader was the best player as well, obviously.
Yeah. Charles Woodson and Aaron Rodgers, I would say, on the offense.
Yeah, so those are two first ballot Hall of Famers, obviously.
Okay.
I'd like to step in, and I'm going to put this on pause for a second. Tausch, we are having some kind of issue with your connection on site. I think it's because there's some storms in the Madison area here with how you're connected to the show. You're coming in super staticky. It's either that or a mouse in your little cubby is chewing away at your video connection or something. So we're gonna reset here. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back. Evan, are you okay sticking around for a couple extra minutes with us?
Yeah, but I have LA in 12 minutes.
Yep, we will get to you. We will get to you in just a minute here. So we'll reconnect with Tausch. We'll be back with Evan. Thanks everybody for pointing this out. We'll be back right after this. Wilde and Tausch, stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 18th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Seattle Mariners.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 18th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for MoMA. Battling a sore knee, a shoulder, elbow, hand, neck, back, or foot pain? MoMA can get you back in the game. MoMA is the new Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance, connecting trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, with expert care and innovative treatments provided in their offices. The Surgery Center, Ortho Laser, Smart Scan, or MOSH. With the best orthopedic care and recovery, MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Call or walk in today. Visit MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMaMKE.com.
Enjoy Ozaukee County's premier golf destination, The Bog in Saukville. Featuring 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, The Bog offers a golf experience unlike any other for all skill levels. But The Bog is more than just golf. It's the perfect setting for corporate events, weddings, and group outings. Our team brings every detail to life. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, then enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy The Bog.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. If you're planning an annual meeting, leadership summit, product launch, or trade show, you already know the pressure is on. Events by Design takes those high-stake moments and turns them into immersive experiences that energize your audience and elevate your brand. They handle everything: designing, planning, production, ensuring your event is executed seamlessly. No stress, no scrambling, just a memorable experience that delivers. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Summer is flying by, and now is the perfect time to take a look at your home's exterior. ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here. Peeling paint, worn trim, and small carpentry issues can quickly become larger ones once Wisconsin's weather starts to turn. That's why I chose 2-Day Painting for my own home. Beyond painting, they handle the carpentry repairs and exterior improvements to help protect my investment. Right now, you can ask about 15% off and schedule a free estimate today at 2daypainting.com. That's 2daypainting.com, and tell them Jen sent you.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wilde and Tausch continues with Tausch back in his previous camera angle location, and Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike still with us for a couple more minutes before he talks to his guys in L.A. I am back from Matt LaFleur, and by the way, it is definitely a competition. Tausch, he did not walk back anything when it came to Keyshawn Nixon competing. He also did not walk back what he said on NFL Network yesterday about Jordan Love being the best at the line of scrimmage. We asked him a series of questions about that. We'll also get to what he said about the challenge flag. But Evan, as I was returning and heard you and Tausch talking about leadership and Rodgers and Micah Parsons, I was also curious how much not only Jordan Love's personality, and obviously he's a very different person than Rodgers was and a different person than Favre was, but also where he's at. And I know you said something on your show about, you know, the pressure to produce individually, and I keep pointing this out. Everyone likes to look at the the history that Rodgers' numbers through 3 years as a starter and Love's are similar, but in his fourth year, Rodgers threw 45 touchdowns and 6 picks and won his first of 4 MVPs. What happens in terms of leadership and in terms of how he's viewed if Love rises to that pressure occasion that you talked about and plays at that, maybe not that level, but something closer to it than he has to this point?
Yeah. Yeah, Jason, all things can be true that I'm about to say. Number one, Jordan Love is not yet accomplished in the way that he maybe is expected to be. Next, Jordan Love is the analytics darling amongst the football nerds, and I don't say that insulting. I'm saying Ben Solak described himself, ESPN.com writer, an NFL reporter, like the football nerds love Jordan Love. In terms of leadership, as with anyone, as their career grows, their understanding of their role as a leader will also grow. And I believe he should not be considered a top 10 quarterback right now in the league. All of those things, to me, are true, as is his amazing opportunity to actually produce an MVP-like season this year, which I think is in partnership with the idea that Micah is banged up because of Micah's level of play, and that absence will, in a weird way, help Jordan Love's case for MVP. All of those things can be true, period, next sentence. I, too, was surprised by LaFleur's assessment, because what LaFleur is saying is not Jordan Love is better than Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love is accomplished. He's saying Jordan Love at the line of scrimmage is smarter than Aaron Rodgers, and that is stunning to me.
No,
because that means I should expect less mistakes.
Evco, he also said that he learned all of that from Aaron Rodgers. So I was surprised when I heard him say what he said, and then he doubled down on it. It sounds like Jason said he tripled down on it this morning. It's surprising, but it shouldn't be, because Jordan's now going into his fourth year as a starter. He's gotten better and better, and I think one of the things that was the best last year was his command up at the line of scrimmage, knowing what to get in, what to get out of. And there's no doubt he deserves Aaron Rodgers deserves a lot of credit for him being that way.
Yeah, but Tausch, I'm sure we all in life have people that we would say are mentors, like Rodgers was and is for Love, and that they taught us all these things. That doesn't mean there's like literally anything that we're better at than our mentor. It was, and by the way, maybe it's true. It's still an unintentional bold statement that LaFleur made, in my opinion.
Like you are for me. Let me ask you this before we let you go: is it possible that the difference here is that Jordan Love doesn't freelance as much? He doesn't use winks and looks and other things that other people don't know what he's doing. Like, could that be part of the equation too? Because Lord knows Aaron Rodgers did things his own way.
Jason Wilde, wow, little conspiracy theory. I like this. Tausch, let's take his words out of context, blow it up, and make it a thing today. He'll be happy with this. What Jason is saying about Jordan Love is LaFleur likes him better because he listens to him more.
Well, no,
he does what he's supposed to do.
No, I mean, does your wife like you more when you're listening to her or when you're being a blah blah blah? Like, of course that's the case. That's human nature, isn't it?
Well, but some coaches have a level of frustration with players, and if that player the product results in just insane results, I mean, they get over it.
Well,
right?
They can get over it, but they don't
until they
how
don't.
They made you feel, and I'm sure Matt LaFleur remembers the times where
but that's not a football take. What Jason Wilde is saying is Matt LaFleur is not actually offering a football take. He's offering a personality take.
Not sure I'd go quite that far, but certainly.
That's what Wilde said. That's what Wilde said.
Exactly. Yes, clip it.
Certainly what I heard. That's fair.
Certainly what Jordan Love does is more by the book, so everyone is more effectively on the same page. That's what I would guess his implication was.
What if the book doesn't sell?
I know all about that. That's a good question.
You got to win. Yeah, Evan, I know you got to go, but you said this morning too. That was crazy. Jordan Love doesn't need team success. He only needs individual success for it to be considered a good year for him.
No. I said
That's what I heard.
Individual success. He needs the individual success more than the team success because no one is hyping the Packers as Super Bowl favorites, and everyone's hyping Love as a top 5, top 10 quarterback. Difference.
I disagree with that, but that's for another day on another show. First Take coming to you tomorrow. You hosting First Take tomorrow or not?
Thursday, Friday.
Stud.
Say hi to our LA teammates. Thanks, Evan.
All right, guys. See ya.
Jason, do you agree with because again yesterday on Jim and Molly and Jim, it's taken me a while. With Strofe. I said, they asked me what did Jordan Love need to do? And I said, win a playoff game and win the division. Individually, I don't think he needs, like you're going to say, throw more touchdown passes. He's gotten better at everything individually. He's got to just elevate his team more. He's got to make a play in the third or fourth quarter of a playoff game to stop the bleeding when you're going 3 and out 3 times in a row. That's what he needs to do. He doesn't need to throw 45 touchdowns. He needs to elevate. Did, though. It'd be fun, and we'd be happy if he did. But the questions about Jordan Love are more elevating team than about elevating himself. He has elevated himself. He's gotten markedly
elevating
better.
His team. I agree. Elevating his team by having those put the team on his back moments, though, which are also individual, right? Like, let's be honest. When the bleeding was happening, and there's a bunch of reasons why everything went to hell in a handbasket in Chicago. We don't need to relitigate all of them. But the guy that made the play on his 4th touchdown pass is not Jordan Love. It's Matthew Golden, right? I mean, that's a quick get the ball out. And Matthew Golden had what had to be his greatest moment of his rookie year on that play. Like, he's breaking tackles, he's making guys miss, he takes it to the house. Like, and I'm not trying to take away from what Jordan did in that game, because to start the game, he was star-spangled awesome.
Yep.
But to your point about stopping the bleeding or making the play that wins the game, again, you don't have enough of those in your mind's eye that you're saying, as opposed to Rodgers, where you have this catalog of all these moments where he goes and makes that play that either wins the game or sets up the game-winning field goal in Dallas to beat the Cowboys in the division, that kind of stuff. That hasn't happened yet. That doesn't mean that those aren't going to happen for Jordan. But to me, and I brought up Rodgers' stats in year 4. You're right. He doesn't have to throw 45 touchdowns this year, but he needs some of those. Just like I used to talk about wow throws, and now no, you don't hear me talk about that anymore, because he has plenty of wow throws, plenty of them. Now the next thing is on the checklist of greatness is, how many times do you look back and go, oh my God, they won this game because of him and what he did in this moment and this moment. And there's not a lot of those right now in the catalog. I would also say, and Evan put it in a way that he kind of did the no offense after he said it, but when he talked about the football nerds and the advanced analytics, he's 1,000% right. Jordan Love is the darling of that set of individuals. Mina Kimes, who's great, all those folks. But again, when you watch the games and you see the moments where you would like for him to deliver the big play or the unexpected throw through a tight window that goes and seals the win, there's not so many moments that you're like, oh, I remember that. Hey, remember when Jordan did this? And that's okay. But this might be a year, especially while his superstar edge rusher is unavailable, where they're going to need him to do that a few times. And if he does that, that checks off that box as well. All right, I want to, for those that did not see this yesterday,
Jason, don't both of those things go hand in hand with what you're just talking about, LaFleur, Rodgers, and Jordan Love's relationship, though?
Mm-hmm. For sure they do. And And again, I think the more I always think back to this because I'm not so egotistical to think that I changed the course of history.
Oh, boy.
Although I am proud of the Enter Sandman thing. But the line that I said to LaFleur when he said that Jordan needed to let it rip, and I said back to him, doesn't the play caller also have to let it rip? I'm not saying that he let it rip because I said that. I am 1,000,000% not saying that.
Sounds
I'm not. I'm definitely not. I'm not saying that.
Offensive ball.
Thank you.
They owe it all to me. What would they have done without me? But when Jordan Love took off and had that 18 touchdowns against one pick or whatever, Rodgers-esque run at the end of the 23 season, you did see Matt LaFleur trust him a little bit more. And Homer went through a phase on his show where it was all about how LaFleur doesn't trust Love. And he can't trust him, right? Remember that period of the Homer hour? Like, it has obviously grown, but I think there are fans that would agree with me in the YouTube comments and on our socials and on the Carbless Talk and text line that they want to see Matt LaFleur unfetter him even further. I mean, Aaron Nagler was here from Cheesehead TV at the start of camp, and LaFleur was making some joke at the start about about his son being in the locker room doing interviews. And Aaron Nagler said that he should ask his dad, are you going to let Jordan Love cook? Because I do think that there is a perception among fans that the thing that holds Jordan Love back is not Jordan Love. It's that Matt LaFleur doesn't give him the opportunity to do more of those things.
Just wait.
And I don't know if that happens this year or not.
Or Matt LaFleur's kid?
No, LaFleur's kid.
Oh.
LaFleur's kid with a camera and asking questions.
What is he working for the Packers or who's he working for?
I don't think he's working in any official capacity.
Oh, he's
and I haven't. By the way, I might add, I haven't seen him in the locker room the last few days, so maybe Matt put him into that.
Jesse, I think the question moving forward is, what do we want Jason Wilde to fix about this year's Packers? Thankfully, he fixed Matt LaFleur's play calling and Jordan Love's letting it rip a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
What are the big things
Enter
he needs
Sandman
to fix?
played at the stadium. Yeah, that too.
I think I want you to fix the way the Packers cross-train their offensive linemen and get 5 guys lined up and ready to go. That's what I want you to fix.
That's a good one.
What else?
Kicker. They got to fix the kicker situation.
He's going to bring Longwell in. So if Ryan Longwell gets hired, Jason then gets credit for that.
Thank you, Wilde, for getting Longwell hired.
Thank you, Wilde. Maybe we should ask Jason what he wants to have them fix, because I'm sure he's got a list. He's always got these lists that he writes out.
I will share my next project to fix the Green Bay Packers after Tausch tells us about UW Credit Union, who I have to call later today. I have an interesting situation with a neighbor that has made an unexpected offer to me, and I need to talk to them about my current mortgage. And I know that they'll have all the answers because they're UW Credit Union.
They do. And now, are you selling your house? Is that what's happening?
No, I will explain when we have an opportunity.
Why would you do that right before
that professor's salary? He's moving up in the world.
Now that you're an adjunct professor,
4 bedrooms. Yeah,
he's moving into LaFleur's neighborhood so that he has direct access.
We're not
to
moving.
Continue to
we love
fix
our house.
The Green Bay Packers more for every stage of life, solving problems, creating more problems, whatever it might be. UW Credit Union is going to help you solve them. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And if you're ready, let's see if I can get my stiff arm up to this cabinet. UW Credit Union is here to help. No monthly fees, overdrafts that never cost more than $5. They save members over $12 million per year. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
We will get to the 10 o'clock hour. I will explain my lot line situation. And I will also work on other things that I need to fix about the Green Bay Packers. Those are all up on the to-do list during the 10 o'clock hour, which kicks off in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Catch a battle between two of the National League's best when the Brewers take on the Braves Friday, August 21st and Saturday, the 22nd. It's a weekend of great matchups and great events as the Brewers celebrate Black Culture Fest at the opener Friday, the 21st, featuring live art, live music performances, and a maker's market. Then it's Hank Aaron replica jersey giveaway day on the 22nd, courtesy of UW Credit Union. Don't miss it. Get your tickets today at Brewers.com.
Marquette Basketball head coach Shaka Smart here, and you're listening to the home of Marquette Basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And we'll end this crazy game in a tie. Oh, my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. A couple things from Matt LaFleur before we get into other things that I'm going to fix. Jordan Love, per Matt LaFleur, at least, and he reserved the right to change his mind, will play against the Steelers. Now, that's not entirely new, right? Because he's done it the previous 3 years where he's played in the preseason opener. At the same time, he is starting to get to that point, Tausch, where you understood why you wanted to do it that way previously, but maybe now we're getting into a little more of a spot where he's a little too valuable to be putting in that position. There's also the issue of the offensive line, which will be on my to-do list to fix for this team. Good idea, bad idea, or just an idea to play your quarterback in Pittsburgh?
Well, as is always the case, the results will end up dictating that. But I think you said this yesterday when LaFleur gave his press conference pre-practice about the urgency of playing a divisional team on the road right to start and acknowledging that this group has played under his tenure of 7 years. They've played better in the regular season earlier when they've done more in the preseason. So now, do I think it would matter if he's playing Tennessee to start the season? I I always am leery of, I want you to kind of have a consistent basis of why you do things. But I think for LaFleur, there are games, certain games matter more. Division games. When you haven't won the division in 4 years, you need to kind of reset your focus and reset the approach. Because if something isn't working, you don't say, well, this is what we do. No,
Right.
you adjust to what you need to do. And obviously getting off to a fast start and finding ways to win a couple of road games to start your season, you can't dip your toe in water. You got to jump in that Adriatic. You got to jump in and start swimming.
We're tipping.
The best way to do that is to get some work in the joint practices and within this. And the fact that you're not doing joint practices till that Arizona game, that's a long time to kind of sit there and not have a ton of competitive juice action that you're going through.
A couple of other notes from Matt LaFleur. Carrington Valentine, the hope is that he'll be back next week, which would increase the competition further in the cornerback group. My guy, Domani Jackson, had off-season core muscle surgery. That's why he hasn't practiced so far in camp, but he is getting closer to returning. And as I mentioned when I got back, he was pretty clear that this is now a competition. Everything's a competition, of course, except kicker. And that Keyshawn Nixon has answered the bell the first 2 days. I don't know if Anthony Belton has or hasn't with his demotion. Keyshawn Nixon hasn't been demoted. He's still getting work with the ones, but it is no longer undeniably his job. Let's put it that way, and we'll see how that plays out. Now, he did say he is going to keep the challenge flag. That was the first question I asked. I don't usually ask the first question, but I figured he was expecting that, so I got that out there when there was a beat when he stepped to the podium. And he had a good line, self-deprecating. He said, I probably should give it up based on past action. Ha, ha, ha! Good one. There was a collective courtesy laugh in the room. He's actually not as bad as he's painted as for that. But he made this point, and Tausch, I would say that this is good because we joked about it at the time, and there were different memes of him ordering a pizza and looking at a menu. But when he had his back to the field that one game, leaning on that, whatever that was, behind the bench, and he mentioned it, if there's a play on defense and you're off talking to the quarterback or something, and it's a bang-bang play, and you need to challenge it, you're not there, you might want to have somebody that's available to obviously do something like that. Guys that don't call the offensive plays and maybe don't go back there to be by the quarterback, maybe they don't need a guy like that, but it's interesting that he doesn't plan on delegating someone for that. Agreed that that's interesting?
I'm not shocked. I don't know how many of the head coaches will. Head coaches are control freaks by nature. Most good ones are. They're responsible for everything, and they need to have their claws in it. And that obviously, the challenge flag, 5 or 6 times a year probably comes into play. But those are usually critical moments that when you decide to use it, when you don't. And I have a hard time finding many coaches that are going to be willing to give that responsibility up to somebody else, especially a guy that's a play caller and someone that I think has their hand in as much as they got.
All right, we will get into how I can do my part to fix what ails the Packers. I would love to take texts on this because I do think it's a fun construct, even though I'm being made fun of by doing it. What do you want me to tell Matt? How do you want me to help Matt LaFleur fix his team? What can I do? I'm a big believer in servant leadership. I learned that from Dick Bennett. So okay. I am here to serve. Also,
is it ever a good sign if you're having a group do up downs middle of practice? Does that ever mean things are going well?
Not for that group, no.
For the other group, it's going well. Yeah.
Yeah. We just had some up downs being done in break. These guys are doing, and the hydration breaks have been. This isn't the Junction Boys, but FIFA World Soccer Packers do a hydration breaks too, right? Where they all take breaks and sit down.
No, they don't do it the same as they used to. That was great. They used to have Adam Korsen out there with those Jello shots with different, immunity and all the different boosters that they have in there. What are those called?
Immunity? Pleading the fifth? What is going on here?
I knew the minute I said that I was going to regret it. That they stopped that. Like, that was a McCarthy thing. Like, it was like a cafe clutch with their little Jello shots and their water.
Well, LaFleur doesn't want to be called soft. He doesn't want them bringing out coffee clutch and drinks. You don't want guys hydrated.
Orange slices, yeah. I don't think the practices are long enough. Today they're going to be done at 12:01, so I need to get down there somewhat promptly. We'll take your in the YouTube comments. I'll log on there and I'll check out what you've got.
I'm seeing one very popular text coming in. I'll tell you what it is coming up, but there is one that they really want you to work on.
All right. Well, I will take that to-do list and get right on it after I check off something else on my to-do list, and that's to tell you about Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee. They've got the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee. There's nearly 500 of them, beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites, and almost as many places to eat as they have rooms. Premium steaks at the Dream Dance Steakhouse. Pizza, burritos, and quick bites at the Marketplace. Rock and brews for my salmon and scalloped potatoes, and the high-energy vibe. Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company. There's just food and drink specials happening constantly. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 18th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Seattle Mariners.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 18th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Snap-on IndyCar weekend at the Milwaukee Mile. 2 races, 1 iconic track, twice the action. August 28th through the 30th. This is summer's fastest ticket, so get yours now and hold on tight.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this, and Summit Credit Union's got you.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
I don't know how many quarterbacks you can use Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, the former general manager, as the scapegoat for. J.J. McCarthy didn't work out. It's clear and obvious. Justin Jefferson isn't happy, which is a key in all of this. They fired the general manager, brought in somebody else. The head coach went out and got Kyler Murray to be a part of this quarterback competition. This has to work in Minnesota, and I don't know that the organization is going to continue to gamble away seasons on the promise that once upon a time was J.J. McCarthy. I think this is Kyler's show. If J.J. McCarthy somehow, some way ends up starting games, it would be because he blew everybody away in his training camp in preseason, or it would be because of an injury to Kyler. And I think those are both long shots as we sit here today.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
All right, Jesse. The people are speaking. What do I need to do to help fix the Packers for you?
They want you to bring ticket prices down.
Oh, preaching to the choir on that. I'm with you on that. I couldn't agree with you more on that.
If you'd like to go talk to Ed Policy or whomever oversees that, they would like you to get on that for everyone.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I have had that conversation with Ed. I don't think it got anywhere. Ed knows that my family, I don't have the tickets. I don't know if my brother's gotten kicked off the list for selling them or if he still goes to enough games that he still has the tickets. But my grandparents in the 1940s, I've told you many times, got tickets when the Packers would play games at State Fair Park. So I get the importance of keeping it affordable. The Packers have certainly begun crafting a narrative.
Woo! Big run. Big run.
Good news for the offense, bad news for the defense. Is that
It's usually how it goes, yeah.
hearing?
That's how that works, yep.
But I don't think ticket prices are coming down. The best I can hope for, if I'm trying to help our people, is to keep them from going up as quickly as they seem to go up. Packers have raised season ticket prices 16 of the last 17 years. And I believe 25 consecutive years where there wasn't a pandemic. So I don't foresee that reversing course anytime soon, especially as they lay the groundwork for all the money they're going to need to compete with all these other teams with private equity and everything else. Is there anything on the football field that I can be helpful to, or is it mostly just tickets?
Yes, there are. So we're getting.
Do we want more concerts up there? Is that something that we want?
Apparently the Luke Combs concert that went back to back, they were really pleased with how the field held up. So I think that has emboldened them to maybe book more concerts. I just saw Dave Matthews is playing the Kohl Center to kick off a tour.
Don't drink the water.
That was the alert that I got from my News 3 Now app. They feel like a stadium concert, don't they? Are they not as popular as they once were?
Stadium's pretty big, man. Yeah. Kohl Center I think if they fill the Kohl Center, they should be pretty happy.
Robin Madison with a football suggestion on the CarPlus ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. Get the offense to stop running the play clock down to 0 on every play.
Yeah, I think that might be something they're trying to do better. So I don't even have to get involved there. I think that's they're trying to do that.
You probably got involved earlier and fixed that.
Well,
or
sure,
got that going.
sure. With some of my criticism last season, yeah, I'm sure that was a factor.
Steve-O in SoCal ask LaFleur what his message is to his arch nemesis Ben Johnson. Get a little,
that's a good one.
A little fiery, a little edgy.
Is Ben Johnson just doing a better job of creating a persona and an image? Is that what's happening? Like,
no,
yelling.
He won Jason, he won the division. He called his shot. He smacked us around. And so, no, this isn't like some made-up branding thing. This is reality. He is our arch nemesis. Ben Johnson's the arch nemesis of the Green Bay Packers.
He is. He's Lex Luthor. There's no question about it.
Who's our kryptonite? Who's our kryptonite for him?
Micah Parsons?
No.
Micah Parsons.
Lex Luthor's the one who has the kryptonite, right?
I don't care.
He's the one that opens the thing.
Who are we going to... Because
Ben Johnson, Superman. I don't like that at all.
Evan brought this up when you were down with LaFleur.
Fixing the team together.
Who is like, and that's why part of it was I was irritated. Are we just fine just letting things kind of let a sleeping dog lie? Because that ain't a sleeping dog. That's a dog.
No, it's on a chain and it's barking a lot.
He's barking at us, and we're just going to sit there. And I don't know what's going on with your lot line, but I don't know. I don't think you want all that. You want a bunch of dogs barking at night? Or you want to get a good night's sleep?
I definitely want to get a good night's sleep. Yeah, I don't know. I think Micah Parsons is the kryptonite, to answer your question. The Packers have played the Bears 3 times since they acquired Micah Parsons and since Ben Johnson was their coach. The Packers are 1-0 in those games when they have Micah Parsons, and they're 0-2 in the games when they don't. And the aforementioned Enter Sandman, like Mariano Rivera coming out of the bullpen. He had a huge sack on Caleb Williams late in that game that Keyshawn Nixon sealed with the interception in the end zone. And they sure as hell could have used him in the 2 games that they kicked away in the last 2 minutes in the regular season game and in the fourth quarter of the playoff game. So I think that is definitely the kryptonite that the Packers will be looking for against their Lex Luthor, even though we're mixing up that metaphor. What does Kurt in Green Bay have to say, Jesse?
Yeah, one more. This is from
Talking Text Line.
Kurt in Green Bay. Tell Matt LaFleur to give more leadership to the players, whoever the players choose. I don't think Matt's best qualities are being the rah-rah cheerleader. He's very good at play design and development of quarterbacks. Leave the pep talks to his captains.
Yeah, I got to be honest, I don't know enough about how, and Kurt, with all due respect, I don't think you know either, exactly what his dynamic is. He addresses we've all seen the locker room videos that they like to show, and he is not a great orator, right? He says the F word a lot, which they have to mute as they show those videos, but like, I'm not sure that I think he's pretty self-aware. I don't think he thinks he's captain motivational speaker either. And I do think he gives his players that ownership. I think it's just a different dynamic. And I would also argue that with a quarterback who does not have the same type of gravitas or personality that other quarterbacks have had, you need other people to fill that void. And I think they have some guys that have done that. So I don't necessarily agree with Kurt. I do agree that his strength is in play design and quarterback development, and that I don't think he's a great orator. I just don't know if his leadership is deserving of being questioned that way per se. All right.
I just saw just an update. Period just ended. The officials here put their arms up if they make a field goal, and they wave it off if it misses. What a concept.
That is a good idea. All right, here's what I want to do. We're going to push trivia back.
Can you get that fixed? Can you get that fixed? That's embarrassing.
I think Matt knows how ridiculous that is. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to push, but he's going to keep doing it anyway. We're going to push trivia back.
He knows it's embarrassing. Why?
He's the one who asked for it.
Yeah, because he thinks it's better for his kicker. I don't think he's right, but I think he thinks that he's helping his young kicker. I think he thinks he's taking a small modicum of pressure off of his kicker. Again, I don't agree. It's nonsense to me, but be that as it may. Here's what we're gonna do. We still have not actually played LaFleur saying what he said about Love at the line of scrimmage vis-a-vis Rodgers.
Is that a new Netflix show?
Vis-a-vis?
Love at the line of scrimmage?
Love at the line of scrimmage? You got Love is Blind. You got all these other ones.
Sounds more like a Lifetime movie to me.
Oh, boy.
It's about one of the team trainers and the quarterback. This week on the Hallmark Channel. No, the conversation with Brian Baldinger, Stacey Dales, and Matt LaFleur. So we're going to play that next. Then we'll play trivia in the last segment, and then I will join from the sideline at the 11 o'clock hour. Before that, I need to tell you...
an umbrella? You taking an umbrella down? You can twirl it?
I don't... There are no windows in this portion of the building, so I'll have to check my weather app to see if it's raining here. I don't know if it is or isn't. I haven't checked that. But, yeah, I have my umbrella. I'll take it with me if I need to. I could also take with me the ESPN Wisconsin app and tune into the latest installment of Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. On the Bucks Plus Audio Network, light it up. It's the new season of Behind the Bucks, and this is from my era. You know, Taylor Swift had her eras. It was great that we did the Bucks versus the World with Charlie Berens narrating it. That was fun to listen to. But this is my time. This is when I was covering the team. This is when Ray Allen would tease me when I would show up in February and he'd say, "Oh, Packers season must be over. Jason's here." Well, back in 2000 and 2001, the Milwaukee Bucks reached the Eastern Conference Finals with their Big Three and their Hall of Fame coach, George Karl. That was a great time. Yes, we had an even better time in 2021 when they won the title, but with that team, that was a fun time.
They're going to do a Bucks Plus on the terrible trade that George Karl made?
I will check with Monis and see if that's in the it's in the planning
I'll
stages.
tune into that. I'll guarantee you this. I'll be tuned into that one. The hell were you thinking, George Karl?
With special guest Ray Allen. This one is narrated by the legendary Jim Paschke. You can find Behind the Bucks.
Whoever thought Gary Payton coming to Milwaukee at the end of his career was a good idea?
Kevin Ollie became a championship coach, though.
What on earth what was George Karl thinking?
And then he brought in Anthony Mason.
It was a terrible move. What are we doing?
Anthony Mason, R.I.P. Anthony Mason.
I want to say this. We've had some bad trades. What is the John Hadel trade that everybody talks about? Hey, that trade's just as bad. That trade is bad. Tell me, make sure you let me know when that comes up on Bucks Plus.
The glove.
I had no problem with the glove, as Jordan says in The Last Dance. Anyway, you can find Behind the Bucks, the George Karl Ray Allen trade edition on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, or wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher. I was at the
Brewers
scouting
can do
combine.
the Josh Hader trade.
I was at the.
I'll tell you what. Look back. Hey, look back at the results you got out of that.
Yeah. Timing was poor, though.
Well, let's see what did George Karl get out of Gary Payton out of that? I saw that too.
More discussion of the Gary Payton trade next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, do your homework. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Ben Bruston. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to Dr. Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you in Greenfield and Mequon. You'll start with a medical evaluation reviewing your history, any imaging, and actual source of your pain. If you're a good candidate, they'll concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. QC Kinetics, call 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special?
The community and the sense of safety provided for my mom and dad, and it's just like the most wonderful place to be.
The welcomeness. People are so friendly. If you have a problem, you can go to anybody.
They're just delightful everywhere. I don't see staff, I see friends.
Aww.
And I really do feel that.
And you couldn't live in more beautiful grounds.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Pickleball is America's fastest growing sport, and those courts aren't going to build themselves. Good thing PLM Paving and Concrete has been building courts long before pickleball was cool. For 60 years, PLM has been Wisconsin's trusted paving partner. Did you know for the last 15 years they've been building tennis, basketball, and pickleball courts too? Now that expertise has an official name, America's Sports Construction. Thinking about adding or resurfacing a court or have any pavement maintenance needs? Don't wait. Wisconsin's construction season is running out. Visit plmpaving.com/sports.
After talking sports every day on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, I still have the same family priorities that you do. One of the best feelings is knowing that you've taken care of the people you love. That's exactly how I felt after working with Kirsten Hildebrand and her team at Hildebrand Law Firm. They made estate planning easy, personalized everything to my family's needs, and explained every step along the way. I left feeling confident and prepared with a real peace of mind. The best time to make a plan is before you need one. Visit hildebrandlawfirm.net to request your consultation today or call and tell them Jen sent you.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
All right, this is the clip from NFL Network with Stacey Dales and Brian Baldinger yesterday after practice. Now, I did also ask Matt LaFleur, and so did Nagler and a couple of other people, about what exactly he meant and understanding it. But I think I would have liked to have played this earlier, but I messed that up because we're too busy doing other stuff. Here's what Matt LaFleur said. And it is the one thing we can all agree on. It's one hell of a compliment to his current quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
That is undeniable. So here again is Matt LaFleur talking about Jordan Love at the line of scrimmage with protections, etc., on the NFL Network.
I'm in most of those quarterback meetings, and just the conversations and to watch his growth has been really a fun process. He's a great guy to work with every day. He's so consistent, so even-keeled, and I think that's why in those critical moments he can go out there and perform at a high level.
Mm-hmm. And I think that he has the command that you need. I mean, it's everything, just the run game, the run-pass game, the checks, all those kind of things at the line of scrimmage, where you have to be at your best getting yourself into the right play.
He's got to be the best I've been around in terms of protections and adjustments, and rarely does he get out schemed.
Wow.
It's pretty remarkable, and that was all foreign to him coming into the league.
Yep.
And I think having the opportunity to sit back and learn from Aaron and watch him do it at the level he did it, I think was invaluable for him.
Best you've been around, because Aaron Rodgers played some MVP.
And Aaron's going to get mad about this, but no, he just it's uncanny what he can do at the line of scrimmage with our protection adjustments.
All right, Tausch, what should I take from that? Because and Stacy, who, full disclosure, is a good friend of mine. We've known
She's
each other
really
for
good
a
at her
long
job.
time.
Stacey Dales is very
she's
good at her
awesome.
job.
And so she does a great job there, because she did not let that go. Where some interviews would have been, oh yeah, okay, well, that's great to hear. Hey, wait a minute here, Maddie. You coached a guy who won 4 MVPs, 2 of them with you at. What do you make of that? What he said there?
Uh-oh.
Wait, do we lose him or
is
me?
that me, or I can't hear? I was going to say, I can't hear either of you.
Can you hear us now?
Let's try this
We're
again.
here?
Can you hear us now?
Hello,
Hi.
Hey, there you go.
What do you make of what LaFleur said? How do you view that? Having played with Rodgers, having watched Love, knowing what that means to say that about what you're doing at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
how do you view that?
I think it'll irritate Aaron, and I think LaFleur acknowledged that later in that clip.
Yes,
but I think you should take it as a compliment. The fact that Jordan Love has learned that is a hard thing to do as a quarterback, especially as a younger player. And I hadn't even thought of it until me and Evan had our conversation earlier, that I think a lot of that is you play it by the book. And quarterbacks, as you get older, you see so much stuff and you understand what people are doing, and then you know what you're good at. You can kind of almost go outside of the system. And I'm not so old. I know we've just celebrated our 10th year, going into our 11th, but the whole audible conversation, and we'll use the quarterback's knowledge that he's accumulated over 15 years. A lot of times guys will do that, and they'll get into their own, well, I know this works, that's how I'm going to do it, even though it's not part of the actual deal. So when you're looking at this, I do think it's more of Jordan is coachable. Jordan would be the rule follower if you're looking at it from a kid's standpoint. You got your kid that's outside the box that probably is going to do some things that are going to really irritate you. They're also going to do some things that are, wow. You want to get both. And I think in Matt's case here, I think he wants to build confidence up in his quarterback. And I thought last year, Jordan Love's command was what stood out to me watching him so much more. So, and that comes from experience. He gets guys in the right protections. He gets his receivers in the right. How many times were there big miscommunications with his receivers?
Not frequently.
And that's it. And Jason, that's not, I got Jordy Nelson, I got Randall Cobb. These 3 guys are on the field the whole time. They had 5 or 6 guys who are rotating through. That's going to be better. Now, is it going to get to the point where Christian Watson is going to say, hey, I can beat this guy on a fly? Instead of doing a pump, let's pump and go. There's going to start being more ad-libbing as you get older and more confident in what the team is doing and what opponents are doing to you. So there's an evolution that's going on, and I'm guessing Matt LaFleur will be a little more irritated with some things Jordan Love does as this relationship continues, because Jordan Love's going to get more and more comfortable with guys that he's more and more comfortable with. But right now is that sweet spot where you feel like your kid is listening to everything that you're telling him to do, But then all of a sudden Jordan gets a car and he's not going to be home at 9 o'clock every night. He's going to go out and he's going to do some stuff that's probably going to irritate you a little bit.
So is there, I guess my last question before we play trivia and I head to practice is there a drawback to the way Rodgers did it? Because, and I remember very vividly in 2022, right? He's got Jesse's guy, Alan Lazard, as the number one receiver. He's not super thrilled to have two rookies in Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, even though Watson had that great stretch late in the year. And there's a play where Watson misses something that Rodgers says or signals at the line of scrimmage and goes to block, thinking it's a running play, and instead it's a pass play, and Rodgers throws the ball, and it narrowly misses Christian Watson's butt because he's not looking for it. And then Rodgers chews his butt out for it. And I just find myself wondering when Matt LaFleur says some of that, if, and I don't want to call it paint by numbers because that's an oversimplification, and it does not give Jordan Love the proper credit for what he is doing at the line of scrimmage that LaFleur is praising. But is it more standardized maybe? And so there's not as much gray area, so there's less confusion than there might have been? Because Rodgers used to take, he used to take pride in the fact that he could give Jordy or give Devontae or give Randall Cobb a look, and they knew what they were saying, and he didn't make any actual hand signal or say anything to change the play. And I'm guessing there were more than a few times when other people on the field, when he did that, had no idea what they were doing.
You'd be right. I think we would go through all those signals and everything else. But the whole goal of this thing is for players to play to their strengths and to understand you have a concept. Coaching is about putting players in position to be successful. And they have a system that they think is going to help do that, but they will veer from it if it means they'll be successful. Because coaches, more than anything else, want to win, and they want their units to be really good. So I want Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers, the connection they had, and Devontae. I want that. And I want Jordan to have that with Christian and everything else. They're not there yet. There's going to be – you're now getting into the adolescent years. The teenage era, the kids, it's now you're continuing on. Yes, I don't want everything by the book. I don't. Going by the book doesn't get rockets launched. It doesn't get greatness. Being obsessive and being crazy and having some things off, ad-libbing, you're going to need to make plays. 3rd and 5 or third, you're going to need to go. It's not going to be, well, the XY, you just hit the crosser. You're going to have some times that you need to get these moments that we're talking about earlier in the show. They're going to have to happen. And those don't happen by – it's real easy to look at playbooks, and coaches would always say, it's real easy to put it up on a grease board. It's really easy to do it. It's not as easy blocking Warren Sapp and letting you go get that play done. It's not as easy. Well, you got Deion Sanders covering you. We got to find a way to get open. That stuff, it's great to have a plan. What are you doing? You get punched in the face. Bounce back up. So I don't want everything done by the book. I'm not interested in reading from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Use your experiences and then make some adjustments and go about your business. Don't be where you're always doing that and it's all about that. You have to pick your spots. And I think that's what Jordan will have to figure out as this season continues to unfold.
All right, we need to play trivia. Tausch needs to tell us about Outdoor Living Unlimited. Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you prefer?
With Tausch at Badgers practice, it is a Badgers Trivia Tuesday, the return of Badgers Trivia Tuesday here. Let's do caller number 14. Caller 14.
Caller 14 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. That is caller 14 to play Badgers Trivia Tuesday after Tausch tells us about Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Yeah, we're excited. We are getting our project going with Outdoor Living Unlimited to help our backyard get where we want it to be. And we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, the brothers and owners of Outdoor Living Unlimited, and they are the right guys for our family to work with, who share the same hardworking values. Love the fact Outdoor Living Unlimited is family-owned and locally operated. Their showroom is a must-see. It's right on Stoughton Road here in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, or more, Outdoor Living Unlimited, it's a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space. Check them out at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Trivia's next. I shall return for the 11 o'clock hour as the Packers practice for their last time before their preseason opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wilde Tausch continues next. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Summer's biggest tradition is back. The Wisconsin State Fair returns August 6th through the 16th with 11 days of family fun. Enjoy legendary cream puffs, can't-miss fair foods, live music, thrilling rides in Spin City, amazing animal exhibits, shopping, and entertainment around every corner. Whether you're craving a classic corn dog or this year's newest food creations, there's something for everyone. Get your tickets today and start planning your visit at wistatefair.com. We'll see you at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Look around your office. Does it look like 1994 called and wants its lobby back?
Most brands just show up, often amongst outdated decor.
At Captivate Exhibits, ordinary space is the enemy. Beige walls, faded graphics, that motivational poster no one reads.
That's not culture, that's camouflage.
Captivate designs and builds spaces that don't whisper, they speak. They spark conversations, people lean in.
Stop blending in and start captivating today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Join Milwaukee's business community for an evening that makes a lasting difference. La Causa invites you to the 2026 Guarding Dreams Gala on Thursday, September 17th at the Pfister Hotel. Together, we'll celebrate the power of community while supporting La Causa's Crisis Nursery and Respite Center, providing a safe place for children and stability for families during times of crisis. Whether you attend, become a sponsor, donate an auction item, or simply lend your support, you'll help strengthen our community. Learn more at lacausa.org/gala.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Just 2 days away from the Packers' preseason opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday night. Head coach Matt LaFleur asked Monday about his approach to playing starters in the preseason opener.
When we've played in the preseason, we've been better earlier in the season. And you you open up with a division opponent on the road. That's a tough task in itself. So I think, we've got to keep that in mind.
Additionally, LaFleur has said this week that if players are healthy, they should be ready to go in Thursday's opener. As for the Steelers, it is still to be determined if quarterback Aaron Rodgers will play against his former team.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Fewer fees? Yes, please. Our everyday checking aims to please. No minimum balance, no monthly fees. Just hometown banking, the way it should be. Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Baseball season is in full swing, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Jesse and Tausch holding it down on Wilde and Tausch. Jason's on his way down to the sidelines in Green Bay as the Packers get ready for their final practice before heading out to Pittsburgh to take on Mike McCarthy and the Steelers in the preseason opener on Thursday night. Before we play trivia, congratulations to the Whitefish Bay Little League squad representing the state of Wisconsin in the Little League World Series Regionals, avoiding elimination this morning with a win over the Minnesota team. So Minnesota out. Wisconsin stays alive. They will face either, I think, Indiana or Kentucky. So they played all these regionals on ESPN now, Tausch. I don't think a Wisconsin team has ever made the Little League World Series. That's something that every time this comes on every year and we say, oh, here's Minnesota, here's Indiana, here's Hawaii. Like, there's all these teams. I don't know if a Wisconsin team has ever made the Little League World Series, and I'd like to see that. I think that'd be a fun little story for us all to get behind.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if that is the case either. I think it was always Taipei always won when I was a kid. So, yeah, great. It'd be awesome if there's a Wisconsin team that gets into the Little League World Series. I'd agree.
Especially because the Brewers and the Braves play in the Little League Classic in Williamsport, Pennsylvania next Sunday night. So they'd be able to play in front of the hometown squad. That'd be kind of fun. So hopefully the Wisconsin team can make a run here. We'll see if they have a run left in them after they fend off elimination, come from behind against Minnesota this morning. Just saw that on ESPN. All right, let's play trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousins Subs. National Sandwich Month is here. Cousins Club members earn exclusive rewards throughout August. Join now by downloading the Cousins Subs app. Cousins Subs, we believe in better.
Happy National Sandwich Month to Coach Aaron Mack in DeForest, today's trivia contestant. And this is not the only time we will hear from Coach Mack this week. He is also part of our Wilde and Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions, presented by Events by Design. And he has a big quarterfinal matchup against Jim on the South Side on Thursday. Thursday this week, I think is when we moved that one too. So, Coach Mack, welcome. And I guess this is your warm-up for what's to come later this week.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, Tausch.
Oh, it's good to be back. So Coach Mack is playing in a preseason game, which is today, to play in the regular season in a couple of days. Is that the
Yes, but this game still means something because he's still playing for a Cousins Subs gift card at the end of the week. So
sure.
It's not a preseason game. It's like the NBA Cup.
I'm just wondering, is Coach Mack going to play all three questions, or is he going to play one and then have someone fill in?
Rest the starters?
Yeah, rest so he can be ready for Thursday's showdown.
Throw off Jim on the South Side. Yeah, that's good.
Exactly.
All right, gamesmanship for you to decide,
I need all
Coach Mack.
the calluses I can get.
Callus up, Coach.
It is Badgers Trivia Tuesday. Tausch is observing Badgers practice, so we'll let him do that. I'll ask you the questions, and we'll see if Tausch can get him right along with you. Here we go. Question number one. Coach, in each of Luke Fickell's first 3 seasons as the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, Wisconsin has opened its college football season hosting teams from which conference at Camp Randall Stadium? Is that the MAC, the Mountain West, or the Classic 8, the SEC of Wisconsin high school football?
Let's go with the MAC.
Coach Mack says the MAC, and he is right. Can you name the 3 teams?
No. Miami of Ohio, I faintly remember being one.
Buffalo, Western Michigan, and Miami, Ohio, the 3 MAC teams that have been the season openers for the Badgers in Luke Fickell's tenure until, of course, this year, Notre Dame at Lambeau Field on September 6th.
Catholic versus the Cheeseheads.
Can't wait for it. I think we're going to shock the world. It's going to be a fun one up there. Question number 2, Coach Mack. What is the AVCA preseason ranking for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball heading into the 2026 season? This came out yesterday. Are they ranked number 2, number 6, or number 10?
They're not 2 because that's, I think, who they played. 6.
Tausch, do you know it?
I would say 6 also.
You both would be correct. Wisconsin number 6 in the preseason ranking. And the fun fact about the rankings yesterday, Wisconsin will play every team ranked in the top 10 in the preseason rankings in the 2026 season. So fun, including 4 matchups before the end of August. Can't wait to see it. Right here on Wisconsin Badgers Volleyball Home, 100.5 ESPN, 620 WTMJ, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Question number 3, Coach Mack, and a chance to keep a perfect week intact. How many different quarterbacks have started games for the Wisconsin Badgers in Luke Fickell's 3 seasons as the head coach in Madison? 4 quarterbacks.
Ooh.
5 quarterbacks, or 7 quarterbacks?
There's a lot. I'm going to go with my old guy, John Elway, number 7.
7 quarterbacks is correct. Perfect week stays intact. For no bonus points, how many of the 7 can you name, Coach Mack?
Tanner Mordecai.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
Tyler Van Dyke.
That's 2.
Billy Edwards.
Yeah, that's 3.
Someone with the last name Locke. Not Drew Locke, but...
not Drew Locke. Braden Locke will count it. He started the most. Yeah. Yep.
That's all I got.
Missing from the list, Hunter Simmons.
Carter Smith.
And, of course, Danny O'Neal.
There we go.
Wow.
7 quarterbacks over 3 seasons.
Not ideal.
And it's going to be 8 because it's going to be Colton Joseph starting against Notre Dame. We all would assume. I guess that technically hasn't been announced, but everybody seems to be on the same page there. So it's going to be 8 quarterbacks over 36 games for Luke Fickell as the head coach of the Wisconsin. Yeah, tough hand. No wonder the team's had some ups and downs over the last couple of years. Coach Mack, no downs, only ups for you. You got every question right. You have all 4 entries into the drawing on Friday for the Cousin Subs gift card. Congratulations and good luck when we hear from you again in the Tournament of Champions later this week.
All right, talk to you soon. Love you, boys.
All right, love you guys.
Coach Aaron Mack in DeForest.
Coach Mack.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Cousin Subs. When we come back, we are in full swing of 2 Camp Tuesday. Tausch in Madison as the Badgers practice. Jason in Green Bay as the Packers practice. That is coming up in 2 minutes to kick off the 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I've spent a lifetime putting in the work. Right now, score one of the best deals of summer with the Iron Jock Basics Bundle. Get a premium t-shirt, a pair of performance boxers, and crew socks, all for just $57.50. Iron Jock gear is built for comfort with moisture-wicking fabric, 4-way stretch, and silver ion technology that helps you fight odor-causing bacteria. It's everyday performance at an unbeatable price. Don't wait. Head to ironjock.com and grab your basic bundle today.
We've all walked through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair, seen something and thought, now that would be nice to have. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and that's exactly what happened to me when I found Good Health Saunas just a few years ago. Buying my infrared sauna was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I sleep better, have more energy, recover faster, and with how much I travel, the detox benefits are huge. Visit Good Health Saunas inside the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair August 6th through the 16th, or learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com.
There's lots to see and do at the Dodge County Fair. fun for me and you. There's good times in the air.
Get ready for Dodge County's biggest event of the summer, the Dodge County Fair, happening August 19th through the 23rd. 5 days of nonstop action with the Badger State Truck and Tractor Pulls, Demo Derby excitement, and grandstand music from Phil Vassar, Vincent Mason, and George Thorogood and the Destroyers. All free with paid fair admission. Bring the family for animal exhibits, interactive displays, and classic fair food, plus carnival rides, commercial vendors, and all the fair favorites you look forward to every year. Grab season tickets now, just $35 in advance, or pay daily at the gate. For tickets and the full schedule, visit DodgeCountyFairgrounds.com. The Dodge County Fair, August 19th through the 23rd.
So come on, everyone, to the Dodge County Fair.
You're listening to the home of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And it begins with some good news. Like Shaboozey. All I really need is a little good news. Matthew Golden is back practicing.
Well, let's go.
Jaden Reed is back practicing.
All right.
Carrington Valentine's back practicing.
Ooh, all right then.
And some sad news. Drew Bibber, the pride of Cedarburg, who played at Purdue and then at Minnesota, has been released to create some roster space for some other defensive backs where they're also dealing with injuries. Yeah. Tausch, you've obviously seen this, and this is kind of what sucks about the business. But, like, through no fault of your own. Now, in fairness, Drew Bibber got the opportunity to play for his home state team. No word on whether he actually brought his childhood Clay Matthews jersey up to Green Bay after he drove up from on I-43 when he got the call last week before family night. But he got his opportunity because they had a bunch of injuries at tight end, and they needed tight end help. And now he loses his opportunity because they got a bunch of injuries in their secondary and elsewhere, so they had to add some wide receivers and some safeties. So is that part of what you talk about in terms of, yes, you have to take advantage of your opportunities and make the reps count, don't count the reps and all that other stuff, but also you got to have some luck on your side because, I mean, they just need more help at other positions. That's why he's no longer working here.
There's a lot of things that go into it, and I've said this my whole career, and since I've been doing this, for a vast majority of us, it is about where you end up going and what time, the timing of when you're there. Because for most of us, it's finding a coach that likes you, a fit that makes sense, and then you earn their trust. That's the formula to having a long career. Unless you're Micah Parsons or someone that's, first round talent, that's kind of how this goes. So most guys don't get more than one opportunity. And if you can do something crazy, then all of a sudden you earn more opportunities. And that's how that spirals. But a lot of it is, did somebody get hurt? For me, obviously, I came in there, I would have been running with the threes. Had Earl not missed some time, and I think Scotty Curry was the other guy ahead of me. Both guys missed camp, and I got to go in and play, and all of a sudden I showed enough that the coaches gave me more opportunities. And once you do that, you earn their trust and you go. That's how the formula is for late picks and for undrafted guys. And most of us don't get more than one or two opportunities, and you take advantage of it. And along the way, you do need some luck to get those opportunities to showcase what you can do. And I know I've always said I was fortunate to get those opportunities. I was ready to answer the bell when they were there, and that's for most players that get drafted after the 5th round.
The Packers also getting Josh Wilde back. He had been dealing with a neck issue the last few days, so he's back in the mix. I still, Tausch, obviously we have, and Tucker Kraft is here hitting the blocking sled right by where I'm standing, if you can hear him whacking it in the background. And obviously he's a great tight
Glad
end.
there's no video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What now?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a dangerous game there, Jason.
Yeah. Maybe whacking was not the best word. What would you prefer, pounding, or what? What would be a better word there?
Unless he's running a weed whacker, I think
smacking, collisioning, whatever it may be.
Pads would be good.
But it's not really. It's just a dummy. But I don't love where they're at tight end either, right? Like, we all know how important Tucker Kraft is going to be when he's healthy. We know what.
Yeah, but Jason, you do feel good about that because you got Tucker Kraft, and you know he's going to be ready to play, and he's going to be on the field 85 to 90% of tight end reps. So that's why we don't feel as concerned. Not yet, anyways. That can change, but that is not a position that I'm overly concerned about right now.
The offensive line remains in flux, but Zach Bako-Biwele, which, as Matt LaFleur admitted, that is still an adjustment for him, but he is at right tackle where he was when he was Zach Tom. Again, left to right now with the ones. It is the line that certainly will be the line in Pittsburgh. Whether it'll be the line in Minnesota, we have to wait and see what Aaron Banks' recovery from his wear and tear knee injury ends up being, because right now it is Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Jagger Burton at left guard, Sean Ryan at center, Jacob Monk at right guard, and Zach Bako-Biwele at right tackle.
Is Zach Bako-Biwele? He's not going to play in Pittsburgh, is he?
This is his third consecutive day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of taking team reps, but no, I wouldn't think so. And by the way, it's also an opportunity for Anthony Belton to maybe, be back at right tackle, where I still, and Tausch, I understand that this is how it works, right? You figure it out, right? If you want to make it in this league, the things are not always going to be set up ideally for you. But in the case of Anthony Belton, he spends all of camp last year at right tackle and then ends up playing right guard. Then this year spends all of his offseason at right guard, thinks he's the starting right guard, doesn't play well enough for that to be clear cut. So now he's competing back at right tackle where he hasn't really played, frankly, since last summer. So he's got to figure it out, and he's a second-round pick, and the expectations aren't as high as they are for a first-round pick, but they're still high. So that's on him. But, I asked Matt LaFleur about this at the end of the press conference, like whether it's him or whether it's Keyshawn now suddenly in some measure of a competition, which I saw a few of our YouTube commenters saying this is what they've been saying the whole time. I get it. It's not my job to tell. I mean, as much as I want to fix everything that might be wrong with the Packers and have played such a vital role to this point, like Matt LaFleur is not going to listen to me say, hey, our fans and frankly me also think you should be having Keyshawn Nixon compete for his job because they don't think he's very good. Like, the fact that that's happening now, I know they're all rejoicing, but the bottom line is that they're in a position where they don't have anybody where you're like, this guy is so damn good, we have to have him on the field. Now, could Brandon Cisse become that guy? Sure. But it's the same on the offensive line. Like, as good as you were as a rookie, I don't know what Jagger Burton's going to be. You set a pretty high standard for guys playing at a high level as a rookie. Corey Linsley set a high standard for that, right? Like, that is not easy to do. And so I don't know what Brandon Cisse is going to be. I don't know what Jagger Burton's going to be. But if those guys have to play, they have to play, and they have to play at a high level. It is interesting to see the wide receiver group back intact because, Tausch, one of the things that we had talked about was now that they don't have Romeo Doubs, now that they don't have Dontavion Wicks, who's going to elevate? And the first day that they didn't have Golden and Reed, Savion Williams had a really good day. Yesterday, Bo Melton had a really good day. So how important is that for those guys? Those guys aren't rookies, but they are now going to have very different roles than they had last year.
No doubt. It's important to kind of solidify yourself. And I think as we saw, I wasn't sure when you said that, Golden is back, Jayden Reed is back, how long they were going to be out. They're going to get opportunities, and you want to just continue to put yourself in that position that when inevitably an opportunity comes, you're ready for it. I think Bo Melton has done a really good job of doing that, and he's been able to be valuable enough to keep even when maybe there wasn't a spot. We heard Savion Williams, he popped the other day at a practice where, both those guys weren't there. You get elevated up with the ones, there's more eyes on you. There's more guys looking at you, and that's when you need to show, I can do this. I'm up for this job. And so that's the hard part about this, because you have to wait, you have to bide your time, and you have to stay on top of things so that when that time comes, you showcase yourself. That gives you that staying power to eventually carve yourself out a nice career. And that's where, a lot of these guys, Savion Williams is still looking at this like he's going to be a dog. I think Bo Melton's kind of understands this is where I'm at. And I have the coach's trust, and I am going to do everything. I don't care what they ask me to do. I'm there. You need me to weed whack? I'm going to go weed whack. You need me to catch a slant pass? I'm going to catch a slant pass. I don't care what you need me to do. I'm going to do it. And that's the beauty of understanding what your role is and being able to go out and execute it so that the coaches keep you around.
Packers practice rolls on at Ray Nitschke Field. We will have some more observations and a piece of breaking news from the NFL and the NFC North. I don't want to call this the least surprising breaking news I've seen, but it's in the conversation. We'll tell you what that is coming up after I tell you about Associated Bank. You know that they're the bank of the Packers. You see the signage around Lambeau Field. You know that the Packers started even after Associated Bank had started here in Green Bay. And you know what I always say, it's not branches that make a bank local, it's roots. And Associated Bank's roots run deep in Wisconsin, but they also run deep with the Brewers. And whether you're saving 20% off the Brewers team store or saving 50% off select game tickets at AmFam Field, or you're coming in to the stadium through the Associated Bank gate so you get to tailgate a little bit longer, or you're saving money on the Racing Sausages 5K and 10K or the Brewers Baseball Academy, those are all the perks that come with Associated Bank's Brewers checking. So go to associatedbank.com/Brewers to find out more. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Yeah,
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The pads are popping, and training camp competitions are heating up in Green Bay. Stay locked on 94.5 ESPN all week for our green and gold training camp coverage. Sponsored by PLM Paving and Concrete. For 60 years, PLM has been Wisconsin's trusted paving partner. And now they're building and resurfacing pickleball, tennis, and basketball courts through America's sports construction. Visit plmpaving.com/sports for training camp updates. Keep it on 94.5 ESPN and follow our coverage on ESPN Milwaukee socials, presented by PLM Paving and Concrete.
It's National Sandwich Month, the perfect time to celebrate what Cousin Subs does best, great sandwiches. Since 1972, we've been making subs with fresh baked bread, sliced meats and cheeses, and ingredients prepared fresh when you order. Whether you're craving a classic favorite, something grilled to order, or a deli fresh creation, there's a Cousin Sub made for every taste. Celebrate National Sandwich Month with a sandwich made the way it should be. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union?
Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Every tailgate has one. One person who brings the grill. One person with the long games. One who's convinced this is the year. But everyone's favorite, the one who shows up with the carbless. Handcrafted premium cocktails with bold flavors, 0 carb, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. No mixers, no mess. Just crack one open and enjoy. This football season, make Carbless the MVP of your cooler. Find your bliss at drinkcarbless.com.
25 years ago, a generational Bucs team made an unforgettable run.
This is the place to be.
Light It Up, narrated by Jim Paschke, is the new season of the Behind the Bucs podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucs and their run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bedlam here at the Bradley Center.
Listen now on Bucs.com/plus, the Bucs app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Some breaking news from the National Football League, or more accurately, the National Football Conference North Division. In a surprise to, I don't think, anyone, the Minnesota Vikings have announced that Kyler Murray will be their opening day starter at quarterback. As Adam Schefter points out, this was the first thought I had when I saw him tweet it initially. This marks the fourth straight year that they will have a different opening day starter. Kirk Cousins in 2023, kissing Cousins. Sam Darnold in 2024, J.J. McCarthy last year, and now Kyler Murray. Tausch, what does this say about the state of quarterbacking and what you always talk about always feeling like you have a chance to have a chance when you got that guy, and they don't know when they have that guy. It's a different guy every year.
Yeah, it tells me it's hard to get it right, and it's really difficult. You have to have patience, and you have to be able to stick through in a time where patience is not afforded to you. The Vikings screwed up by not keeping Sam Darnold. I would have done the same thing if I was the old general manager. I would not have drafted J.J. McCarthy. but
Agreed.
I would have been very hesitant to pay Sam Darnold. But then the Seahawks do it, and they don't pay him top dollar, and they have him commit to 3 years.
Yep, that'd be great. Yeah, just a few slides.
And he won 14 games for you. So this position is really tough. If you're not the Green Bay Packers and you don't have Hall of Fame quarterbacks that will also take on a mentorship, even if they don't want to, the Packers, it just continues to reiterate how ridiculously fortunate we are in Green Bay to have the stability and the high play that we've had for 35 and whatever it's going on now. Because Jordan Love, while I'm not putting him in the same class yet, what he's done over 3 years has been everything that I think we had hoped in a very fast way. Not many other teams have it. And the Minnesota Vikings showcased it. The Bears have for years shown it. I think they've got it right. But it is really difficult to get it right in a manner of having patience and going through a process. This position doesn't allow that to happen. And the Packers are absolutely blessed that they figured out ways to do it.
So look into your crystal ball for the Vikings. I don't do projections and predictions, of course.
Unless you're on WBAY. Yeah, that's true.
What happens moving forward for the Vikings? Like, let's say, and look, Kyler Murray could suffer some sort of injury and JJ McCarthy gets another opportunity. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that Kyler Murray stays healthy and plays well.
Yeah.
What do they do with JJ McCarthy? What does his career arc look like as a result? Like, how do you kind of view where they find themselves now? Because, by the way, if Kyler Murray plays at a high level, they're going to be in the same place they were with Darnold a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
right?
I was going
to
to say, you're not asking the right question. JJ McCarthy's time, unless he gets an opportunity and runs with it, if Kyler gets hurt, JJ McCarthy's time with the Vikings is going to be done when his rookie contract is done, if not sooner. Kyler Murray will be an interesting case. If he goes out and has a great year, I think the Vikings will say, we can't do what we did with Darnold. We got to pay him. And I think as a Packers fan, I'd be pretty happy if that's what ends up happening.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray's fine. There's just something I don't want him being the leader of my football team. If I'm a Vikings fan, I don't know how it's all going to shake out. He's obviously got a ton of talent, but for whatever reason, it just hasn't come together for him. And he's already more of a smaller quarterback. His athleticism is not going to get better as he gets older. He's coming off of a knee from last year, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the Vikings have put themselves in the worst spot they could be in, is limbo. And they took a shot. They drafted a guy high, and they haven't really. I don't think McCarthy's the guy, but I don't think it's fair to say you've given him opportunities to show whether or not he is or isn't yet. If you had to make a prediction, you'd say he isn't.
Yeah.
But the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell have not handled this situation very well. They made a mistake. And most times coaches don't live to see a second and third mistake at that position. So Kevin O'Connell is now pretty much married up to Kyler Murray. And if it doesn't go well, he better hope J.J. McCarthy can become a hero. Or after this season, I think he's probably got enough grace that he'll get another year. But this is a bold move. And it's a move that reiterates how tough it is to get that spot right. That's what I've learned from that.
Is it possible that Kevin O'Connell is really good and he's made multiple guys better than they were and made them competitive as a team, and that until they get the quarterback right, they're going to keep going to him because he's managed to make it work with all these different guys? I mean, Kirk Cousins played a pretty significant amount in Atlanta last year. He was nothing like he was for.
He was coming off of an Achilles, so yeah, I don't know if that's a fair comp. Kevin O'Connell is a really good football coach. I've said that for a while. I think he does. What he did with Sam Darnold owes him a lot. obviously what he was able to do in Seattle. His system is good. I think he's got great talent around him. If you can't make it work in Minnesota, you can't play quarterback in the NFL. Period.
You
know, we'll see if Kyler Murray can get it back and figure it out. Obviously, the Vikings feel good about it, and they feel good enough to name him before a preseason snap is even done. That's interesting.
I am in position to be able to see if Trey Smack's kicks go through the uprights or not from the far end of the field. He just made his first kick, which I think was 33 yards.
What did the refs do? Did the refs put their hands up? Or
they did nothing. They're not even standing there this time. Like they've now been removed from standing behind the goalposts entirely. This one was easy to tell though because it doinked off the right upright and then went into the net. So he made it. It was a bank shot. The next kick was not a kick. They did this fire play. He's now going to kick a second time, assuming they follow through with it.
If they do a fire play and get a first down, are the refs allowed to say first down?
Yeah, it's a good question. They have not gone to completion on that. I believe he just hooked a 35, 36 yarder wide left there. So he's not, again, we knew the scrutiny was going to be here.
So he's 2 of 3 with a doink is what you're telling me.
No, he's 1 of 2 with a doink. Maybe there's something physical. Maybe if he went down to MoMA, maybe that would help him.
Well, it helped me. I know that. It helped me a ton. And it did help me mentally to be able to get back up and walk around and move. I told you I was struggling in a big way at the end of last year. I couldn't move. Decided to partner up with MoMA for my left knee, which I had a bunch of surgeries on, a bunch of arthritis, a lot of stiffness. And I partnered up with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance, bring together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain. And it makes it easy to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. I'm telling you, I think most of us, if it's not simple, we ain't going to do it. I'm not going to go, I want to go to a hospital. I want to go through the process, go to scan, No. Make it easy. That's what MoMA does. And they have a bunch of different offers, the surgery center, Smart Scan, Mosh. I've been going to ortho laser. I want to get more blood flow, get some more mobility back in my knee so I could go and hike and I could go and kayak and do the things I love doing, even though I don't kayak anymore. Ortho laser got me back to that point. Call or walk in today or learn more at MoMAMKE.com. That was funny. That's MoMA, MoMAMKE.com.
She asked me if the real bathrooms were that way, and I don't know. Like I don't know where they are, frankly. And she does not want to settle for a porta potty. And when I smiled, she laughed. So I'm not sure I helped her much, quite frankly. Be that as it may,
I can tell you didn't. It doesn't sound like you did at all.
No, but she laughed. That was funny. Good stuff.
What are you, a clown now? Are you a clown?
Are you gonna go help her when we go to break? Are you gonna go like that? That's a terrible place. You wouldn't want to leave her in that spot.
There's more people out there that, and including women who might know where the nearest women's actual bathroom. She wants the real bathroom. I'll leave that to them. Practice continues. Whoa, Nelly. Hopefully that's funny now. That's next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Snap-on IndyCar weekend at the Milwaukee Mile isn't just another race. It's twice the action. 2 races, 1 legendary track. Bring the crew, bring the family, or just bring your need for speed. Because this isn't just racing, it's a full-throttle summer event. This is the Milwaukee Mile doing what it does best. Snap-on IndyCar Weekend, August 28th through the 30th. Grab your tickets now and hold on tight.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
It's Kyle Walsh from ESPN Wisconsin, and my wife and I trusted Paul's Jewelers with our wedding bands because they specialize in creating jewelry for life's biggest moments, and they made the entire process easy from start to finish. Now, there's another reason to stop in. The 7 C's Cafe. It's the perfect blend of the 4 C's of diamonds and Paul's 3 C's of coffee, chocolate, and cookies. Grab a handcrafted mocha made with locally sourced Wisconsin ingredients while you browse the showroom or swing by the 7 C's coffee trailer right outside. Visit Paul's Jewelers in West Dallas and create your masterpiece.
No matter what we were doing, the Brewer game was always on. Kind of the background of my childhood. I wore number 17.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that was my number.
Yep. This is my friend Jim Gantner. Jim was always my favorite player. We did Jim's roof up in Eden.
Right. The great job he does on homes. Most important is honesty, integrity, and doing a great job.
See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
There's lots to see and do at the Dodge County Fair. Fun for me and you. There's good times in the air.
Corn dogs, demo derbies, rock and roll, funnel cakes, wild rides, and roaring tractors.
It's all happening at the Dodge County Fair, August 19th through the 23rd. Get ready for 5 epic days of food, fun, competition, live music, grandstand action, and family entertainment.
Purchase tickets in advance to save money and make entry into the fair faster. Season tickets are just $35 and can be purchased at most Dodge County banks, Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam and Juneau, Leroy Meats, and the Market in Beaver Dam. Or just $38 at DodgeCountyFairgrounds.com.
Don't miss a minute of the Dodge County Fair, August 19th through the 23rd.
So come on, everyone, to the Dodge County Fair.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Trey Smack finishes 4 of 5 on his field goal attempt.
Oh, okay.
So that's good news.
Yeah.
Special teams period continues. Time now for Wonelli.
Our computer's being glitchy.
Time now for Wonelli.
There, let's try.
If the
There we
topic
go.
is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
I clicked my little theme music button and nothing happened. And we froze up there. I was a little nervous.
Do we think that all the time you spent away from the producer's chair that people have been fiddling and diddling with it and now things are off? Or do you think it's just a glitch?
This has actually been going on for a little while. We should probably get our investigative team on it to figure out what the matter is. Well, I was going to shout out somebody who said this is their favorite segment of the show, but After that start, I feel like I should save it for a different time.
Whoa, Nelly!
So yesterday, I took one extra day, but not just because Tausch was back and I didn't want to stop our streak of all three of us not being here. Yesterday was my dad's birthday, so I spent the day with Usher George.
86.
Happy birthday, Georgie.
He's not 86, but he's not that far off, Jason, so I wouldn't push it too much there, buddy. We went to lunch.
What does that mean? We're happy for George. We love George.
Like they do when it's your birthday. Why didn't you head out?
Well, we did. We went out of town for dinner. We went to a nice lunch. We met his brother's wife, which is the
second cousin removed.
My aunt. Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been easier?
His sister-in-law met us for lunch yesterday out of town, and as we're sitting there, yeah, we were
Vegas.
We met between the cities. I don't want to say exactly where we were because not a partner and whatnot. But
you don't have to say the restaurant. But what town were you in?
Between Madison and La Crosse, somewhere between Madison and La Crosse.
Sparta.
I'm not gonna tell you where exactly we were.
Toma. Exactly. That's what I was going to guess.
So
what about the Torpedo? Is that nearby?
Oh, good restaurant, Torpedo, the Thorpe Cardinals. George Kleminski, one of my old professors, big Thorpe alum, RIP, just an awesome dude, George Kleminski. Mike Maslowski. Mike Maslowski, really good ball player with Thorpe.
Isn't he the little green guy in Monsters, Inc.?
No, that's
I don't know about that.
Mike Wazowski. That's Mike Wazowski, Jason.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm trying to think who else is there. There's a bunch of really good athletes up in Thorpe. One of my favorite towns to pronounce in the state of Wisconsin is Thorpe.
It's
one
just a great
syllable.
Name. What do you mean towns to pronounce?
Yeah, it's got a lot of really good consonants in it, though.
Thorpe.
What are the best one-syllable name towns in the state? But tell me one better than Thorpe.
I don't think we have that many.
Thorpe?
Pound?
You have to help me out. I don't know.
I got pound.
Iona's 2 syllables. It should only be one. But
it's 3 syllables. Do you know how syllables work?
Oh, Iona. Tell me another 4-letter, 3-syllable town besides Iona. Huh? Iola. Iola Scandinavia.
Oh my
God.
Whoa! Happy birthday, George.
Yeah. So we're out to lunch, and I stepped out. I had to take a phone call because it was a work day, a couple things going on. So I took a phone call real quick. We were wrapping up eating. And as I walk back in, my mom's got this big, gleaming grin on her face. I'm like, what happened here? And I come walking back to this. She goes, Jesse, you got to meet this guy here. And he says, hey, Jace from Oostburg was out to lunch with his family, sit at the table next to us. It's
Oostburg.
And he said,
Oostburg.
Big fan of the show. As I stepped outside.
How many syllables?
It's 2 syllables in Oostburg there. He asked my mom and dad. He said, "Is that the Jesse Nelson from Wilde and Tausch?" Yeah. Oh, my mom couldn't have been happier to answer that question. Oh yeah, that's my boy. Yeah. So, Jace, big fan of the show.
Why does your mom talk like a 90-year-old grandma?
Well,
he's 86
again. Don't push it.
Whoa, Nelly.
So Jace was great. He was there with his family, 2 great, adorable kids, and I asked him what's his favorite part of the show. He said probably
Rio is another town with only 1 syllable.
No, it's not.
Why can't I find it? Can't I find another 1 syllable? Son of a gun, this is hard. All right, continue.
Dwight. Is Dwight the city? I think it is.
Whoa, Nelly!
Keep working. Jay said his favorite segment of the show is Whoa, Nelly.
Yeah, I like Whoa, Nelly, too.
And I said, I think you're sucking up. I don't think that's actually the answer. He said, no, it really is. And so I appreciated that very much. I said I'd make sure I got him a shout-out today at Whoa, Nelly. So Jason Oostburg, he also did say Tausch would be upset to learn that he's from Oostburg.
Yeah, he's right. Oostburg.
Because now, correct, I get this wrong sometimes. Oostburg's the one that eliminated you from the football playoffs?
No, they beat us in a state championship game.
That's what it was.
Basketball.
Okay. Yeah.
Blew an 8-point lead. Not happy. We should have went four corners with about 5 minutes left in that. Just had the shot clock violation deal. Everybody bickering about that. How can I not come of one other town in the state of Wisconsin with one syllable?
Bell.
What?
It's in Bayfield.
Bell?
It's in Bayfield County. Bell. Bell.
Okay. Thank you.
Keel.
Also
Keel.
Barn. There's a town called Barn in Marathon County.
Oh.
Birch.
Ginseng country.
Whoa, Nelly!
Stout is not a city, but it is a school, so I don't know.
Reed?
Like Jaden Reed?
No, Reed with a B. Brule.
Oh,
Brule, which is in
Brule. Yeah,
Douglas County.
Brule. Yeah.
I'm only through the B's. I got a long way to go. I'll have to do that during the break. Yeah, boy, there's a lot of towns in Wisconsin, boy. A lot of them.
Sure.
Chase.
There's not a lot with one syllable. It's still amazing that Iola and Iona are 3 syllables, though. That's crazy.
Whoa, Nelly! One letter per syllable, am I right? Jesse, did you have anything else? Because I don't think we did a really good job of celebrating George's birthday here. But you certainly celebrated the fact that somebody likes your segment. Great question.
Usher, George, and Mommy picked up the check. They insisted, so I helped with the tip.
Why didn't you insist back?
I helped with the tip. I took a day off. They're both retired. I spent an entire day off of work, a vacation day, to spend some time with them yesterday.
Rome, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Thank
Rome.
you, KB.
There.
Thank you, KB, for that.
Rome.
Yep.
Do you have anything else, or are we just going to keep trying to find one syllable sounds?
I think we're done here. That'll do it for Whoa Nelly. Thanks to Jace from Oostburg for the
one syllable.
Tausch closed his little cubby.
I'm back. Oh, man. That's fun. Colby. Colby's two.
That's 2.
Dodge.
What?
That's one syllable, right? Dodge.
That's a
Dodge, Wisconsin.
Is that a city?
It's not a county. Dodge is in Trempealeau County, apparently.
Dodge. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. It's just tough.
Dunn.
This is tough.
Dunn. There's 2 Dunns. One in Dane County and one in Dunn County. All right.
Burke.
Did you know there's an El Paso, Wisconsin? I didn't
know that.
Phelps.
It's also an elk.
Phelps is up north.
Phelps. Yeah, that's up north. If Crivets is up north, Phelps is up north.
Cobb. Isn't that where Guard's from?
Cobber. Yeah, it is.
Fern, Wisconsin. That's in Florida.
Where's Vern at?
Fern, F. There might be a Vern, too. I'm only
Vern.
through F on this list of Wisconsin
Tammy
towns.
and Slinger just texted in Thorpe. I think she might have missed the origins of the conversation, which means we've probably gone a little too long on Jace's version of Whoa Nelly today. Appreciate you.
Jay Sternberger.
We will wrap up this edition of How Many One-Syllable Towns Are There in the State of Wisconsin? Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA, terms and conditions apply.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
ESPN Milwaukee fans, it's Gabe Neitzel here, and I want to introduce you to Jens Family Chiropractic. If you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, headaches, or sciatica, Jens Family Chiropractic focuses on finding the cause of the problem, not just helping you manage the symptoms. For nearly 10 years, they've helped Milwaukee area patients find real answers through personalized care and advanced treatment options. Learn more and check out their new patient special at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Your premier Michigan golf getaway includes rounds at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Book Monday through Wednesday for best availability. Savor elevated dining and unwind at the full-service Drift Spa between rounds. Grab quick bites in the expanded Sage Run Clubhouse, or refresh overlooking the 9th and 18th at Sweetgrass. It's all part of an unforgettable golf experience at Island Resort and Casino. Plan your getaway at islandresortgolf.com.
If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you know where to go. It's Wilde Automotive Group's 2026 model year closeout. To make room for the 2027s, all remaining 2026 models are priced to sell. Shop over 1,500 vehicles with financing as low as 0%. Ewald's 2026 model year closeout. Going on now at every Ewald location.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
Select models with approved credit for a limited term. See dealer for details.
Get your final August plans in for Brewers Rangers Action Friday, August 28th through Sunday the 30th. Starting with the Cole Swindell post-game concert at Country Music Night on Friday, featuring a belt buckle with a special ticket. Then it's Jackson Churio Mania. Get the Churio Bowl giveaway Saturday, courtesy of 620 WTMJ. And get it on the Final Kids Cheer free Sunday before summer ends. Kids get a Churio Height poster on Sunday, courtesy of Joy. Get tickets for it all at brewers.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wrapping things up on Wilde and Tausch. Jesse, will we all be together tomorrow? I know there's a day later this week where we'll be back to missing one of our trio members. Tomorrow, though, all three of us?
Tomorrow, all three of us, and then some. One of our most popular remotes last year was when Tausch and I were at Jones Dairy Farm, the Jones Market in Fort Atkinson. We will be back there tomorrow.
Oh,
so you bring me some bacon?
You know we're going to eat good out there.
Oh, yeah. Come
ice
hungry.
cream and milk.
Snap-on IndyCar weekend at the Milwaukee Mile. 2 races, 1 iconic track. Twice the action. August 28th through the 30th. This is summer's fastest